Good morning, happy people. My name is Jay Song. Welcome to ChartRoom. Today is December 13th. Everything in these videos, never financial, investment, or trade advice of any kind. Okay. And at this time, we'll take some requests if you guys have requests. Our Forex video from our Forex seminar will be posted today. It's been recorded. It's not pertinent to time for there's no we're not doing active trades. It's a deep tutorial about what we're doing from our presentation. So it was really in-depth as far as the breaking apart method, the breaking apart technique that I wish somebody taught me when I was young. I teach it to you so we can use that, and it's going to be a very powerful technique. So you'll watch that video yesterday, and then the screenshots will be uploaded at that time, and we'll put the video in the link in one fell swoop. All right, so don't worry if you missed it. A copy has been obtained. Thank you, Armin. Can you look into the volume to quant XDB if possible, Crypto Galaxy? Yeah, Crypto Galaxy, I'll have you choose which one I can do. I can do one today, and I can do another on Monday if you want me to. Just choose if you want me to do quant or that one. All right, I see you guys' requests. Let's put in your request right now. Okay. Melody, can you shorten this part up? I'll do this. Melody. Oh, we're recording on YouTube. Oh, okay. Melody can't edit. Okay. Nina wants to look at CGC, a stock, Canopy. Okay, that's a stock. Alex wants to look at APT. Moira wants to look at ABBRF stock. Okay. Jeff wants to look at ALB stock. Ooh, a lot of stocks today. Get to do some stocks. Jeff, Triple J wants to look at Fifi. Fifi Super, is that a different one? Is that a new one? Alex says he's apt to look at app. Okay. Crypto Galaxy, did you want to choose which one? What was it? Otherwise, I'll just look at quant, and then we'll look at XBD another day. We try to limit it to one request, but quant? Okay. All right, good. All right, so first up. Okay. All right, no updates on USDT.D. No big updates at all. A lot of volatility in this section here. Okay, this is where the delay to weakness comes in. This should be an up day right here. That's to be a little bad, which was yesterday, and today we're here. So when this goes up, your cryptos come down primarily. I'm reminding you guys, this is a very big weakness that has a verified top. So when we place it here, it's verified here and here. If we place it here, it's verified there and there. So it's verified. Oh, sorry, 3 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a strong oscillation that has been broken, and we're going to be. It's just something you guys should be aware. There's some very interesting a line that's broken. We have a lot of volume in these larger 3 sections, as we talked about in the previous section. So in its own right, we are breaking to the high side, and the volume is increased at all 3 points, and that indicates we're going to be going higher in the future. Okay, that means that when certain things are triggered, we should be going higher. I'm going to be looking at 8.6 as the average. This is going to be somewhere above here in these areas. We did a lot of measurements and calculations. I believe we're getting there. The volume tells us we're getting there, but immediately or more immediately, we broke to the downside. So what I'm looking for it to happen is these that are in play, I'm looking for them to come down. So I'm going to be looking for this to come back down closer to 5.72. And the reason I'm expecting this to come more to the downside is because the larger parabolic is going to be leveling out there. So if we break and we're rounding on this side, coming into this weakness, I think it's time for this crypto to rest, or it needs to cool off. And the other things that we can see is that the volume at the bottom, even though it's not a super incentive to come much lower than 5.72 area, which is going to be this target range of 5.58 and 5.70, I think that's where it is. Yeah, 5.58 and 5.70. So even though we're not super incentive to come down below that area into this weakness, I think it's enough for us to bounce on this area, and there's at least to bring it down based on the volume I can see. So what's going to happen is I think this needs to cool off for a bit, and that's going to be a little bit bullish for the market. And then once that happens, I think we're going to be able to properly crack above this line. And when that comes in, that's going to be our first next health, and that'll be a short-term time to be bearish the market. When this goes up, your cryptos will go down. So once we get in here, I'm going to be looking for the market to go down up to this number right up here, which is already in the sky for us. And I'll just keep moving these along the track to update their number. So that's 6.27 and 6.15. So 6.15 is going to be what's around the prices around December 17th. Right now I have on the board 6.22, but it's 6.24. It's basically the same price, okay? So all of this continues to come down in these areas, and that's going to trigger the big market crash, and that's this one right here. So when that happens, you're going to see the run. I think it's going to be a big crash in the market, and it will shoot up. And so that's going to be part of this going on. But right now, it's not in play. Right now, what's more in play, I think appropriate, is the down move into this area. We already seen the event line being hit. This is event line right here. This is about where it should be based on these key angles. So once we break to the downside, the first place that's supposed to be hit is there. We were hit there exactly on December 9th. So that was about the same day which we talked about it. It should have been about the Sunday. And then we hit it the next day again as well, approximately on December 10th. And that was Monday, right? Monday's chart room? No, today's Saturday. So that was Wednesday, right? Yeah, because today's December 13th, Saturday. All right, and then now we're just making our way on the underside of this line. It does not change the game for me just yet. I still think they're slowing down. That's in play along this track. We're just hitting it, but look at the volume as we hit it. There's lack of interest on this up move. You understand that? See, I'll pull up a 12-hour chart and a 6-hour chart as well. But before I move on, just showing you guys this up move is on declining volume. So something's wrong here, right? I think there's something wrong, and really it's not wrong, it's right. The more appropriate move is that we need to cool off first. So again, in big summary, it does not change the larger game of what's happening, but it does put a delayed territory as active. So this is bearish to delay, and that means that the markets would be bullish. When this goes up, your cryptos come down. When this comes down, your cryptos go up. So I'm going to be looking for the markets to show some bullishness until we hit this area. Primarily, that's going to be the main thing I think is going to be occurring. But remember, it's a very short-term bullishness, as I let you guys know on December 10th. So if you don't have my previous comments, they're on the board. I'll read them out loud. In the previous charts, a huge support is still in play at 5.72 area. That's this one right here. In summary, still in play, a yellow parabolic. In summary, USDT.D has a range for a down move towards there. Until then, short-term only bullish trades can be activated. These are often activated by hunting bearish down moves to search for health breakout. So you're looking for down moves that you can cut and find a breakout. Because of this short range, small time frame only, 12 to 6 hours on average, those type of charts. The target below the average is right here. So we have a target system that's set up right below that. And that means I'm going to be looking to the deeper side of 5.72 all the way possibly to 5.58. Okay. It is just below the leveled out parabolic, the line in yellow, and it's very important, and we may receive a strong bounce. So we may get a really nice juicy bounce out of that area, like something like that, which is what I really think is going to happen. If there is a bounce, so I would be careful trying to chase bullish moves when USDT.D is in this area. This is when I want to stop being bullish, because there's no more reason to be bullish. When this comes up, the crypto markets will be primarily going down, in my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. So we can use this marker of time to find and identify when there might be trades that may be taking place. Now, currently, we're still hitting the underside of here, up to these areas, but this is the first signs that we should start be moving into these areas. So right now, the vortex 6.27, somewhere around 6.27. You guys should know about that. If there's a bounce in this area, it may mark the beginning of the last of the next bearish crypto wave. So again, once we hit this, starts the next bearish movement. This will be the next trigger after that one, above that 6.23, and then again above 6.23, 6.23, 6.27, sorry, 6.62, 6.27, and down here. All of these will be triggers for when bearishness may come into the market. So we'll see those 1, 2, 3, the big one up there. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for all of that. That's so you know what's on my map in the future. Okay, and more active right now. If there's a bounce at this area, it may mark the beginning of the next crypto bearish wave. This move may catch traders unaware. This target, therefore, I would be looking at 5.70 as a conservative bounce area. So 5.70 on average, that's where right now may be more in play for this next big upcoming move in the crypto market. All right. With that being said, this should have only, if this is going up, there's only a short-term bearishness, and I got to be careful with taking longer shorts at these times, at this moment. Okay. So, anyone have any questions? My thoughts and opinions. Remember, the big one is that we're below here, so stuff is more likely to start going down, if not immediately, of course. But once we start getting into here, the down move becomes likely. A nice vortex is around December 17th area. December 17th area. So if we get this down move, there'll be a nice little pullback for cryptos, but beware. All right.
Is there, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What was sort of the peak of that top vortex? It's like right above where we're at right now.
The peak right now,
I know it doesn't hit exactly, but
6.27 on average.
Got it. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, 6.27 on average. Until then, it looks like a lot of volatility is just occurring, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But we got to remember the two big factors that everybody would want to remember. Number one, this oscillation is strong and verified. So it's very, very important. It's an important change. Something wrong occurred in the market, or something right, depending on how you want to view it. So this is telling us when things have changed. When we phased through here and failed to get the bounce at this time higher into something new, which is up here, that tells us we need to slow down for a bit. Remember, I did some public videos. I said when we're here, that's when you can say J-Song is wrong, but technically I'm still right because we haven't triggered these. So these are the two areas, up here and down here. And so all of our previous charts show those two areas, and the floor is exactly. The number was 5.79 at the time when I first was showing you this weakness. So I'm letting you guys know when this changes, that's changed. We saw that change earlier on December 9th. Okay, today's the 13th. So on Sunday, we saw it pass in. We talked about it Monday. We talked about Wednesday. Now here we are on Saturday. talking about this delay territory. We showed you it's delay territory because the supports are still in play. So remember, everybody, you got everything, okay? This is the biggest things. Even if we're going up right now, somebody took their foot off the gas. So until they prove that the foot's really back on the gas, somewhere above 6.271 closes, and really the real big one, 6.2, is where I'm really looking to start shorting the market again. I got to be careful trying to take shorts right now or longer shorts. Okay, unless I'm really, really intraday trading only. That's me. I want to be really careful taking shorts. I think it's not time yet. Let it come down for a right thing. Now, these parabolic type moves are really critical because when you see price building on them, here's one we caught months ago, right? Back in October. We knew that even though we were above here, we were coming in for a nice juicy landing. The game had already changed for us. We were in this downtrend for a long time, and that means the markets were a little bit bullish, and that was from April of this year. But then what happened here in October? Bearishness came in the market. When this crypto came into health, bullishness was this crypto was in USDT.D. So the markets became bearish, and that's what happened. Okay, but now we're here, so there's some room for bullishness, but still another larger parabolic in play. So that parabolic was just this move from here to here, guys. That was just a small move from here to here. So even though there was this time when the market was going the wrong direction, right? What was the market, what was the crypto market doing during this time? It was going down. So this was going down. So the crypto market during that time was going up. Let's just do a quick check real quick. October 22nd through October 27th. Okay, October 22nd through October 27th. It would have looked like the market would have been going up during that time. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick during that time. October 22nd. Here it is. Through the 27th. This would have fooled a lot of people unless they were short-term trading only. Oh, wow, look, the markets are taking a nice recovery, and they're going to start taking buy positions here. But the game had already changed, my friends. They were buying at the top of the market. I don't want this to happen to you. This is why I preach this chart over and over again. Okay? Again, I don't want this to happen to you. So I preach to you when it's easy to see the market's going in the wrong direction. That was back in October 22nd through 27th. I'm just going to put that on the text real quick. October 22nd, 2025 through the 27th. The start of a very large down move for the crypto world. Okay, we can go back now and make some observations so that you guys stay safe. Okay, right now we're in that moment where we may have a nice juicy bullish move in the market, but it's temporary because we're doing the same thing that we did back here, in my opinion. That one. I think this is what's happening. Okay? That's what I think is happening. Except for this time, it's going to be much, much bigger. Okay? Because this is much bigger than this. And this is the final thoughts I'll say, guys. This is final thoughts. We only measured here to get that move. But now we have a move much, much larger. You understand? This one's even bigger. So therefore, I got to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a big crash coming in the market, and I want everybody to see it in its pieces, in slow motion. So this is what I think is happening. This is a small version right here of what happened, and now we're in a very large version of what this is going to happen, and I think we're going to be looking at some numbers that you guys wouldn't believe. Cheap prices for cryptos, but also opportunities to short. And they'll be there, and they'll present themselves. But just remember these two things that are happening. Melody, do you think when you get a chance you can get my pen? Okay. So these very large moves are just very, very small repetitions of what already happened. Okay. And a very large thing. So keep in mind what's really going on, guys, and you won't drop the ball. Okay. Anyone else have any questions, thoughts regarding USDT.D before I move on? And it should be on my desk. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Nobody else? Okay. All right. I think that's all I really want to share for today. I think this is going to be the bulk of what you guys need to take away from USDT.D. All right. Let's move on. Yeah. Arshad, I'll look at that one. All right. Somebody says I missed one. Did I miss one? LFR? FLR? I got FLR. All right. Let me make sure I got everything. Yeah, melodies on. Can you add useless coin, please? Alrighty. That's really good. Quant.
Think.
XDB, you didn't put XDB?
I didn't put X. No, I was looking at one of those.
Volt had a move somebody was saying in the group. I'm not saying I'm not going to go into it in depth, but if you want to glance at it later on.
Okay.
Volt?
Yeah. Okay. Be underneath Fifi. You ready, sweetie?
Oh, go ahead.
Quant is QUNT. Why is that not coming up?
Yeah, there is quant after.
Yeah, but look, Tony. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. Under Q coin. All right, let's pull up our live. Oh, sorry, hold on. Melody's putting up your coin. Did you put full? Sorry, we got the computer girl is acting up today.
Well, you can't say anything now, Jay.
Aren't you good? Aren't you entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
You don't like that movie, do you?
I actually like it.
It's so cheesy and bad acting. It's terrible.
I've seen it multiple times, but not by my own volition. Most of the time when I was like visiting my sister's house, there's certain movies that they just kind of play on repeat.
My barber does that. My barber has Lord of the Rings on nearly all the time. Scare the poor kids coming in to get their haircut.
So today we're only giving Samwise and Gandalf haircuts. And Gandalf beards for the men. Okay. Sorry, there's a train in the background. One of the easy things to observe about Quant One of the easy things to observe about quant is that there is large selling at the top. So we always get the high volume on the up moves, right? Look at the up moves near the highs into weakness, which is about right here in April 22nd, 2024, and December and January of 2025. But look at the moves, they're on high volume. So you got to be careful of those. And the other thing we see about this is the lack of volume on the down moves. That's not something I like to see. This exchange is KuCoin, so I'm looking at KuCoin. It's going to be here, and I'm just going to put some selling, professional selling. You can see it. So here, and the reason I'm pointing it out, and here, all right, this is going to match these areas on the volume here. Here and here, and what this is going to cause me to do is to look and see what's happening with quant. It's being dumped. Okay, now we do got some very high rejection. Look at the wicks off of these areas, very high off these, and very powerful reversal engulfing type bars in this section here. Very high wicks off of the bottoms. Okay, so if this is the case, you would say, okay, well, we are experiencing a good bounce. It's very likely these are tests in these areas. We can see the volume was high in the beginning, or somewhat high, and so we just get a lot of bounce back and forth. But look at the second time around, we have low volume, we challenge a third, we have a low volume, and now the high volume is where? On this bar right about in the middle, which is the average. Okay, this is the average for this crypto. It's just going back and forth, but look at the average. Something I don't like, if I've already shown that I have a high amount of people dumping it at the tops, then that's something that would be of note to look at. But also, now we're seeing that we're coming from the bottoms, the volume's just getting lower. So there's a lot of low volume at the top, and that doesn't mean that that normally we would see, you would say lack of interest. Yeah, but this is already oscillating. I'm going to be viewing this in context of the last things that happened, and that means it's more dangerous near the tops. But the last thing is, now that we're below the average, the closes are near the middle on high volume again. I'm going to be looking at this dumping, and I'm going to say to myself that I think this crypto probably needs to cool off and may even show signs of weakness further than these areas. So let me block out the areas for you. I got 52 to 56, and then I'm going to be thinking to myself, this has too much history of selling at the top without buying, and that's where I'm going to be looking at. I don't see a lot of heavy you need some rising volume on the down moves, and we got very little. So I'm not looking at this as being professionally accumulated. I don't have a history of accumulation on this chart. I'm seeing signs that it may be being dumped right now. We cannot confirm this last one without weakness. So I'm going to say, I'm going to make sure I type in the word unconfirmed. So I got to be really careful with this last up move on the 2-week chart. And so we'll zoom down a little bit. But this paints a negative picture for quant. I will just place this in my notes real quick. Quant QNT has a strong history of selling selling in the background by larger players. These moves were confirmed by high volume up moves into weakness. Lack of accumulation on the down move means buyers are weak low volume without accumulation at the bottom may signal a weak floor when viewed against strong selling. More recent, the middle average is around, and that middle is around 91. This is what we call, and when we have two tiger lines, we based on two different parabolics rather than just one straight one parabolic, we're going to call this mixed tiger. So we use mixed tiger in certain techniques. Tiger is when we are oscillating this way and prices bounce going in an upward direction, or when prices oscillating in a downward direction, we extract the tiger line, which is the center line. But if one side is curved and the other straight, we need the mixed tiger technique, which we use the scaffolding. But if both are curved, it's also mixed tiger. Okay, in this example, it's curved straight down the middle. So it's quite easy to do. It's right there. Okay. We have lessons on those from our 6.0 series, in our tiger series. Okay, in our tiger section. This is what we call mixed tiger in our art. This is showing an up bar near closing near the low on strong volume. If the move is into weakness, then it will be confirmed selling again. Therefore, one must be very careful being bullish this crypto. QNT. Okay, you got to be real careful with this one. Signs of danger. Okay, signs of danger. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see where I would hunt this up move if possible. So USDT.D is in that section. So let's go to that was a 2-week chart. Let's go to a 1-week chart. What I would use probably this one as well, but I would cut like that. Maybe down a little bit. Trying to get this wick, that wick, this core, and this core. I think that's what I would use as a trigger. So your entry may be sooner than you think. It may actually be there, and that's how I would be looking for. So if I start playing down here, I'd be looking for a move down there, and that's a big move. The money that's available for a short may be closer to 45. Currently, USDT.D, I'm using that a lot for my big entrance. So it's been moving up. This should have been moving down, but I think there's going to be a bullish bounce. So we may get one more bounce. So I probably would be expecting this to rise to a higher number. I don't know if we're going to get all the way that high, but I would be looking at $100, somewhere around there, based on this parabolic. So I wouldn't be surprised if you can get it closer to $100 and take some action. That would probably be more ideal. So if this rises about right here and USDT.D, that's when it triggers its nice floor, then this would have risen, and we would have, or this would have risen or possibly pulled back to there, and we would have got a bounce. And then we would be looking for a very large dump. So it may look something like that more appropriately. So that's how I would want to trade that based on what I think is going to happen in the market. Combining those two factors, the move may be something like this. Okay. All right. And remember, this high volume up bar right here is not confirmed because we don't have this, we don't have the weakness. This is the weakness. So when this comes in red, that's going to be letting us know that that was selling, because we would need a confirmed weakness to view this in context. This is a weekly chart. Confirmed selling. All right. Anyone have any other questions? Q and T. My thoughts, opinions. Probably more shorter. We might see a bounce. Something like this. Okay, that's a daily chart. So there's a smaller health possibly going to come in and appear about right there. All right, I'll check the comments. And Moira says, I requested rain, or Triple J requested rain on Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed that. Yeah, go ahead. You want to share your chart now, Crypto Galaxy? Put it in the chat, since we're still covering it. Okay. Triple J, I'm sorry I missed your request for rain. I don't remember that one.
It's raining here right now in Ireland.
Oh wow, it's so beautiful rain. 2 eyes, Moira, in that one. Bev said, could quant go to 100? Yeah, could quant.
Yes.
Could quant go to 100? Let me pull. So here's the numbers. Currently, quant is at 80. Our high is 100. That's where the selling is. The leveled off parabolic is about right there, on average. So I would say it's very possible. See? So we start to level off about right here on average. Let's look at the volume to let us know if there's a stronger likelihood of that being the case. Now, the way we'll easily tell that we may challenge one more time is if the volume is still very high at these 2 challenges. So we've came up once, came up twice. If the volume isn't depleted, we still have an incentive to come back up. If the volume is really strong on this second bout, then we have an incentive to come even higher. But that's basically the gist of it. So let's look. So now we're going to read the relationship of these 2 areas together, and we can see what in the volume. You guys tell me, okay? I'll hide my line real quick. Oops. Just to simplify things. And I'll just draw this manually. I'm measuring this part and this part. This is what we're calculating for sellers. See if sellers are winning at this area. Here's the first area. Here's the second area. What is the relationship like from A to B? Somebody tell me the relationship, A to B. Higher highs, increase. Says Bridget, yes, it's increase. So is there an incentive to come back here? Is there a reason to come back there? The answer is yes. There's more reason to come here. Now we need a health for it to happen, right? You need a health, so you need to get here is a trade to be able to move up, and that has not happened. But yes, there's some reason. Now, if I had 3 challenges or a very strong increase, sometimes I'll even challenge to the higher side. This is a very strong increase from this area to this area. Okay, even though there's selling happening here, I think that especially with the USDT.D having room for that down move, there's room for this health. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see one more big challenge, and then we'll probably see the volume one more time. If the volume is low but still aggregately high, that's the best scenario that we can have. If the volume's even higher, then that means that we're going to go higher than 100 more likely if we get the break. That's if we're higher, but that hasn't happened yet. Okay, if it's aggregately low, then that means we're going to probably come down in a strong way. Okay, and those moves would be cut, so we would trigger. Okay. Now I'm not going to draw this last one right now because this is not finished, so we don't want to draw a line to an unfinished line. We don't have that right now on the board, because when this comes lower, you'll be like, why did I draw that angle? You'll regret it. Okay. So as it is, the game would look like this in the two scenarios. So if the markets are bullish, I would be looking for 100. Okay, to answer your question. Any other questions? Okay, any other questions regarding QNT? Tommy, I just finished covering USDT.D. I'll look at it again at the end. Do you see USDT.D heading back down this week before higher numbers?
Sorry, I came in a little late.
No problem. We'll cover it again at the end, but yeah, there's room for it to come down. We can cut it a little bit better. It's not the best cut. It's in a volatile state, but it's basically, there's no change from our previous. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Quant, going once. Triple J has a word. I'll pull up that USDT.D and then I'll read the quant word while you can see it. Okay. So here you go. This is the territory. This is where I'm at. Abba is saying swell. I see sunny day, sea water. What is a water swell? A swell is also sometimes referred to as a ground swell in the context of an ocean, sea, or lake. It is a series of mechanical waves and propagated along the interface between water and air under the predominating influence of gravity. Thus are often referred to as surface gravity waves. Okay. Swell is also Triple J, also a surfing term for water that pulls back and is pushed together and compressed in a pounding wave. All right. It's part of the moving in and out of the waves. All right. Let's go to, let's put just a quick note for quant. Short term, oh, I shouldn't say I'll just put what the big stuff is. Mid-term unconfirmed weakness with other strong weaknesses near the tops. This crypto short term is in a downtrend, but I don't think price is done with $100 area based on the data of volume. Okay, so no health available. Okay, so I'm not authorized. If I was using quant, I'm not authorized to take any bullish trade on this right now because I have a down move that needs to be hunted, right? So I would need to be here just to be able to take a trade above that line in that this one right here. Okay, so I need to be here so I can take this trade. If I'm there, then I can possibly take a bullish trade if I was going to be bullish, which may actually appear based on USDT.D when as this is the area where we're in, that's the territory. So it's very likely for quant that needs to be $82. So $82 might be where it is. Definitely not my cup of tea, but very possible. By the way, one other thing about this, this area can be construed as round structure. It would seem like it's volatile, but look at the shape. There's a larger overarching shape that sometimes needs to be extracted. And if you put those together, you can see that we're at sword cut. Okay. Sometimes you have to see behind the noise. In this case, that would be the noise section. This is the round structure. You're going to be looking therefore like at a sword cut. So that's one way you can view that. I'll give you another example that I was looking at just last night on a currency pair. As I was after the session was over, I think I took a picture of it. No, I did not. No, I did not. I was looking at a currency pair last night. I think it was USD. Nope. Man, why didn't I take a screenshot of it? It was oh yeah, it was Aussie. And I think it was Aussie NZD or Aussie Euro. Aussie Euro. I was looking at Aussie Euro. It was really nice trade I was looking at. But I also saw a lot of noise, and sometimes you just have to get past that. Those little things and just easily see the structures that are there. They're just hidden behind a lot of manipulation, which is always temporarily. Most manipulation is temporary only. So you got to kind of see behind that to see what's really happening, and then the manipulation will be able to reveal a lot of secrets for you if you can read it in the volume, that type. Okay. All right. So this is taking a dump. Let's see if we get a health in USDT.range. Otherwise, we're going to be still looking for this to hit the $52. Now, let's move on to FLR. Oh, I didn't write down USDT. Okay, I'm gonna shorten, squeeze everything on my screen just to be a little bit, have a little bit more real estate in the sky, so you guys can kind of copy and paste and zoom in, take screenshots and zoom in. All right, the next crypto I'm looking at is FLR, and let's see what we got. Start with a higher level view, 2-week chart, and bearish territory. It appeared in November. Here's October, here's November. We were oscillating this way, bouncing 4 times, and then we crashed through on the 5th time, and then we broke down to this old flat area, and now we're here, and we can check 2 options. One of them we're going to go up, one of them we're going down. Now, I don't remember which is which, so I'm going to look at this live, but I'm going to show you how it works. Let's bring price in front. First, let me show you my screen. Yeah, okay. So let me pull up my screen. Ooh, volume block. Good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate for these 3 areas, area A, B, and C. If I see the volume increase at all 3 challenges, I know it's more appropriate for us to go down in a strong way. If the volume is still just high but aggregately high, we may play into this weakness, but only temporary. Now, as it is, a lot of cryptos are showing signs of weaknesses. Again, this is why I'm very temporary, only temporary bullish the market during this wave of USDT.D. I don't think it's going to last. I think it's going to be swift. I think it's quick. And I think that the down move is going to continue not far in the future, because most of these lines are already cracking. So I don't think any up move on USDT.D. I don't think the down move is going to be sustained long. If not, what's happening. So I think the bearish market's going to resume soonly, but it's going to look like a lot of volatility possibly in December, up and down, and then culminating in a big crash that I've been preaching for a few months now, since October. That's going to begin. But right now, this is part of what's occurring in the market. So let's look at the volume, and let's hide my lines so we can just kind of focus for a bit. Again, A, B, and C, let's look at the volume and see what the volume's revealing, if anything. All right. So, all right. So this is going to be a little bit unclear, / we're going to pair these together. So that's going to be this bar. Let's use green. Okay, and I'm doing these two, and then I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. So this is not showing me that there has been a complete supply removal. The volume's almost, on average, it's the same, with only a slight decrease. So that's not like these lows here or things like that. That's not those. This is still showing strong volume on average in these areas. So if I were to try to view this, I would call it A, B, and C. And I would say this is overall aggregately high, and therefore the volume supply has not been absorbed and controlled. I would be viewing this therefore as bearish. The supply has not been removed from this area according to the legend that we have. Increase, it's the ones we teach on Wednesdays. So I'm going to say to myself, the supply has not been removed from this area as buyers. If buyers were to really be absorbing at this area, you would see them drain away the supply. The volume would keep going down. In this case, the volume is still high at all these areas. So there's still reason for us to come down. So this makes a picture for bearishness if weakness continues in. Now, luckily for us, we can already see in our art, we're one of the first to see weakness and resistance based on what we can draw. All right, and anyone can do it, and you guys can do it. And right now, what we're seeing is a flat at these two previous places here. We got some wicks, core on average. So closes below this number would constitute that's 0, 1, 2 could constitute weakness. So this candle right there can look like a weakness occurring, and then we'd want to put the health on this side. So weaknesses, possibly, if we get them, I would be looking probably to the next move down here, and that's going to be the event line. The last, I'm going to show you this, by the way. If we're calculating and saying, hey, this move broke, so where are we going next? The last event that takes place is what we have to calculate for. The last thing that took place was this, with one confirmation in the past. So it's a very strong line. We're going to take that line, we duplicate it out, and we put it at the lowest energy center in between those areas. In this case, we'd be putting it here. The lowest energy center in between those areas. So that's where we're going to place it. So I would be taking this line and clicking it in place here. Now, luckily, I've already done that work for you. On our chart, you can see it's in purple, and it's called event line. I'll change the color to make the color white so you guys can see it. Otherwise, I'll just keep this as purple. Okay. But it's that. So I've already calculated for you all, and it's already on the board. That's how I got that number. Okay. Did anybody have any other questions for me so far? This would lead us probably down here with a higher degree of certainty, FLR. So I would be looking for FLR to get 0087, 0079. Current price is being 012. So we would be looking on average somewhere in between. I would look from current price, it's about 39%. So in a bearish market, I would be looking to fall to 30%. If this is falling, even in the USDT.D good moves, then that would be more of a sign of weakness. Okay. And if the USDT.D goes down, which I'm expecting for a short move, a short time, very short time, not long at all, maybe less than a week once it starts. I'm going to be looking not less than a week, maybe about a week from when it starts. But when that does, I would be looking for this to have some slight pullbacks to the top side. So we would see long wicks to the upside, maybe even moves back to 0.16, but it would not change the game. Okay, it would not change the game. All right. Anyone have any other questions for me? FLR, and my thoughts and my opinions.
Yes, and that's actually the only reason I'm asking. I know it's not tutorial, but
No
can
problem.
you show the picture you had of the ABC,
Yeah.
the volume?
Yeah. One other thing I just saw right now, and then I'll show that picture again. Speaking of volume, professional selling is in the background. Okay, so this paints a very bearish picture for FLR. Okay, how do we know this is professional selling in the background? We have professional selling happen on, what are the three things that professional selling happens on? Please somebody tell me. I am new. Remember, this is what Gavin Holmes, Tom Williams, other volume spread analysis teach us.
Down moves? Down moves?
Nope, not on down moves. It's oddly
Okay.
enough because it's expensive to do it if you do it on down moves. Somebody remind us, anybody. Professional selling happens on three things.
On the up bars.
Up bars, that's one. Up moves, says invest bucks, that's two. And one more. Up bars, up moves, and the third one is up trends. Up trends is what I'm looking for. Up bars, up moves, and up trends. You see me, I always put my fingers like that, remember? That's the same thing. Okay, up bars, up moves. This is an up move, but the whole trend may be up. So you're going to be looking for the selling happening, occurring over time at those. But the dead giveaway, the easiest dead giveaway is when you see the high volume into weakness. The high volume bars, up moves, into weakness is what I add to that. Okay, in our art we combine it with this technique. We don't just use the up bars, up moves alone with the volume, but we have high volume up bars, up moves into weakness. So let me show you how that works in function. Okay, so you guys can do it easily. Look at the ultra high volume bar here. The close, the bar is here, right? Right about here, maybe here, you'll say. Large up moves, but the move is into health? No, it's into weakness. What the heck are we doing down here below our foundational line? What the heck? If it's really buying, why are we closing near the middle or the low and moving down into the right? Why is that the case? That's because this is selling. You can't read it at the time. You could say, oh, wow, look, it's high. You won't know it at the time, but you will know in context. Once the word is finished, then you can sound it out and make sense of the word. Once the word is in context, you can read it in the sentence. Once the sentence is in context, you can read it in the paragraph. And therefore, you have more information because you know how to read. And my job here for many years has been to teach you how to read because I won't always be here. So you know with a higher probability of what it is you're looking at when you see it. Okay? So when you see these things getting cut, you'll know with more statistical edge which direction you should be going. Does this make sense? I don't think I make it too complicated, right? Crypto and crayons. I may be making it complicated, but really there's some complications you have to understand. Okay, and the down move's still in play. So the down move's still in play. We have not came to the health, so I have no business bullishly trading FLR for long unless I'm doing short-term intraday stuff. I got to be very careful. This thing can rock my world and mess me up. So it has selling in the background. Look at the high volume up moves. into weakness. High volume up bars. Again, where are we closing? Near the low, near the middle. What are we doing that for? Why are we closing near the middles or near the lows or well off the lows? Why are we doing this to ourselves? On high up bars, look at this one is aggregately high. So all of this is telling me a story. This is what we mean by aggregately high. It's high compared to its neighbors. Maybe not high overall, but it's selling now in the background. So we can see if the move was into weakness, and we know that after this date, after that date of whatever date it was, this week, right? Sometime in November, right? So sometime in November, this is a 1 week chart. So each week is forming. This is happening over time. It's not get rich quick, it's build wealth slow, and also seeing what's happening over time. So we can see sometime in November, more weakness came in the market. So that tells us how to read this. This means professional selling. Okay, so professional selling. So if you look at the story over time, you're talking about your friends. Your friends will talk about, hey, we need to buy this crypto. We need to buy this stock. We need to buy this Forex pair. And you're like, guys, it don't take a rocket scientist to see who's playing and who's winning. They're scoring points. The scoring points. This team that are selling are scoring the points. If you see it was buyers, you would be like, oh, yeah, the accumulators are coming in. But right now, the accumulators are not coming in. And even if the accumulators come in, you need to see if they're winning. And then you need to compare it with the overall market. Because remember, those are things. So even if that's the case, even if you got Michael Jordan on your team and LeBron James and Scottie Pippen or whoever you like or whatever, I'm telling my age right now, right? If you have all of those factors in and they're on your team, but they're not in play or they're weak or they're old or they got a crick in their joint, you can see if you have a winning team, but you can also see even if you have a winning team, your team is losing. In this case, we don't have a good accumulation team, and the other team are scoring points. Make sense? All right. I hope that makes sense for all of you guys to try to put this in context. This paints a negative picture for this. So I just want to put on these, so we have professional selling in the background. I'm going to make sure that you guys remember this, and it's into weakness. Let's go to, that was this, we're not in December 1st. That's not right. I'm nor neutral. Okay, will not buy this with small health territory shown in green circle. Trending for small short-term bullish reversal only. In conclusion, I will not buy this with small health territory shown in green. Okay, no local health. This causes concern for longer-term higher prices. Structure revealed. All right, let's do another one. That's just more simple. And I'm going to say this. FLR, December 13th, 2025. Further weaknesses are entering with professional selling in the background in 2025 at the highs in 2025. This, and I don't think we had accumulation, right? Yeah. I don't really see strong accumulation. Some accumulation, but not strong. This, without strong accumulation, makes higher prices in these years or seasons difficult. Okay, all right. So that makes that very difficult. Based more local, after USDT.D has its short down move, short possible down move, and FLR moves back up temporarily, I would be looking to short this at that time. This may finish, this may happen before the year is over. Or beginning of January 2025 is what I expect. And I'll just put that in parentheses. Then I would look to short this towards 0.0087 to 0.0079 area. All right. Final questions going once.
26J. January 2026.
You're right. So sorry about that. Okay. All right. Good. Now I'll take a screenshot. You guys can have my final thoughts. Again, I think there might be one more pullback, and I think that's all you got before you got the down move. If you're gonna buy it, because people who are looking to buy it, I think this is a good price you want to pay, or at least a more appropriate price. Not that we're gonna get a bounce there, but I wouldn't probably pay any more than that. I think that's what the market's worth right now. Let's move on. I gotta go. Bye, Alex. Take care. Bearish territories. With bearish Doge. Okay, you guys can see my previous comments for today. Oh, by the way, I needed to show that picture for Alex. Alex, this one's for you. I know you're left, but if you're watching this recording for this, well, if you're watching the recording, don't worry, I'll upload it. Okay, let's go. Let's continue, because I think he just left, right? Hey, it puts all your names in alphabetical order on Zoom. Oh, that's cool. Ah. It puts it in order of importance. Angelina's the most important, followed by Angie, Armin, and Narshad. Mr. Easy, I'll try to get to it. I can't promise right now. For right now, I have to put on the back, because I'm behind. Okay. All right. Let's go to Doge. Okay. All right, Doge. Similar situation. We're in an area of weakness. This is not a good area to be in. I think we're going to be hitting our target relatively soon. The target is 112, 12.5 and 10.5. And really, I think this is parabolic that I have in play. We're underneath, at the very least, a flat type. So if we wanted a border here, a blue border, you can view that as a flat. We also cracked the larger dissipating oscillation, which is basically a shape that looks like a giant ice cream cone going outwards. So the highs kept getting higher and stretching out in this angle approximately. So this was a very big breakout for us that we talked about in 18 cents, and we were absolutely correct in this analysis to view this as a strong, important support. We shouldn't be trading here, otherwise we're looking to get back to the flat. So now we're at the flat, but now we're underperforming the flat, hitting the underside of the flat here. That's not a good place to be. So Doge more likely to move down as this is. Now, if USDT.D has a strong short-term bounce, I would be looking to try to come back up to these areas about 15 or 15.47 on the high side, but overall, and it would look something like that. But overall, I think it's still not going to change the game. Anyone have any other questions regarding this one? November, parabolic from October did not hold with price building near 2022 or 22 cents. Next weakness is below 17, and that one was triggered, okay? And has been triggered. Next weakness is 14 to 15, and that one we had. Remember my sentiments in the market. Please be careful of bullish trades in these seasons. USDT.D is still showing bearish crypto markets. Volume is at 15. The volume at 0.15 cents shows increase in supply, and that means that when I calculated for A, B, and C, I saw an increase in volume. See the increases in volume in these areas, and that means that overall the supply has not been absorbed at this level in pink. Okay, so this 15-cent area was telling me they're not done playing with the low numbers. So when that's how I kind of calculated for that. The same that I do on Wednesdays, the legend A, B, and C, that one is telling me we should be playing to the downside. So that's what I was talking about here. The volume shows increase in supply, but super heavy. Look for prices to play near 15.14 as it's showing bearish. Bullish health needed for bullish trades towards 23. So if we were trying to take 23 cents, we would have needed a health in a bullish area, and we didn't get that. I don't want to short this at the moment, but volume is trending for this crypto to be bearish. Look for next weaknesses as confirmations, then possible shorting opportunities to 10, 5, and 0.89, which is near this. Now, the reason for that is because, again, if we break into weakness, we have to calculate for event line. So that's, if I'm breaking into this territory, which I did, then what happens, I have to calculate the last event. The last event is this angle here, okay? So that's event line. And event line was already calculated for me. I already put it on the board for you guys. I duplicate it and click it in place. So we click it in place right here on the wick match. In this case, we did the wick match. And we can also do core if you wanted to, which is going to be here, and then that would be the dash. So we would be looking for that range, but I already have one confirmation hit exactly at that bottom, looks like in October 6th during that flash crash week. So all of this down towards these low sides, I think that would give me, these need to continue to go out along the track. So that's going to give me two numbers, 082 and 092. So I would be looking to short this down to there. It's just, I don't want to short this just yet because I'm in the USDT.D area where I think I can get better shorting prices. So I think if I wasn't in a short, I'd be in a short right now and just wait for that to hit. Otherwise, I want to be pulled back. Okay, so that's how I would trade this. But it's really no major updates since November. Okay, all right. So let me shrink this to 16. Shrink that to 16. December will be my update. December 13th, 2025. No major update except weaknesses appeared. I think there is time to enter this short due to the USDT.D small territory of bullishness. This may allow Doge to challenge 15 area again. Current price is 13. It has challenged for the last few weeks. Last few weeks. This is a weekly chart. How many times did we challenge that area? 1, 2, 3. So we challenge, we challenge, we challenge. Okay. I don't think you're going to challenge for very long. Okay. It challenged for the last few weeks. After that, a nice juicy short. May be easily in play down toward 12 to 10. So 12 to 10 cents 0.10.5 area, and even 0.092. These are the same angles and analysis from November. Okay, all right. So all
Jay,
that's this. Yeah.
you should change 0.12. You have it to 0.15. I think you need a 0 in there.
Oh,
Instead of 0.15, it should be 0.10.
okay.
And
Okay, yeah. That's what I did. I missed a 0. Thank you very much.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for catching me. All right. Okay, so let me put this so you guys have all of these numbers for what we've been expecting, what we are expecting, what's still in play, what's not in play, help you safely stay safe out there, teach you how to read the dangers, the warning signs that are in the crypto world. There's a lot of warning signs for health, opportunity, weakness, pitfalls, a lot of stuff that's going on. A lot of it's easily seen in slow motion for people in our community, and anyone who can draw and read, you guys can all do it. And we're not talking about happy faces and stuff, but just using the trend lines, parabolics, and techniques. All right, guys. Let's go to we're in the last half section. Bearish territory. Possible pull and shorting, pullback and shorting opportunities. I'm going to move this next section here to the left side of my screen. And let's go into some stocks. What's next on the list? We got what's it called? The CGC, Canopy Growth. Okay, it looks like it's on the NASDAQ. Let's see what we got. Ooh. All right, a large parabolic has ended, and a health may be in the market soon. In a downtrend, we want to hunt up moves. Foundational lines is going to be flat. So that's going to put a lot of emphasis on higher numbers. Let's take a look at the volume at those 3 challenges. If the volumes increase, we still have incentive to come back. If health comes, might be a reason to do that if you see it. If not, then don't worry about it. High volume into weakness, a lower volume, and then one final spike here. It's just that single one right there. So not a strong incentive to ever come back to $500, $400 right now. So definitely not really something you want to pay attention to too much, that area. Okay. Let's go on. Let's see what's going on right now. Ooh, very high volume. What's happening right now, guys? Professional buying has to happen on where? Somebody explain to me where professional buying has to happen. If professionals start buying, how does it look? Let's go to a 2-week chart to simplify this thing. Down moves is 1. Down moves. Where else? There's three things. Downtrends and what's the final one? Down bars. Yep. Down moves, downtrends, down bars, and they are confirmed by how? How can we confirm it's professional buying? ETN. How can we confirm it's professional buying? Nobody? Rising volume. Well, that would cause us. We would see rising volume in the down bars, down moves, and downtrend. We have a down bar, down move, and downtrend. How can we confirm this is buying and not dumping or selling, more selling? Because it could be. With more confidence, how do we confirm that? Move into health. That's right. We have to phase into a health. Where's the health on this chart? Somebody show me where the health is. Are we in health right now? Or are we still in the active downtrend? There it is. See, iPad draw? You guys can't see. It's here. So let's try to draw. Now, the first signs of health would have been here, and that's a good sign of slowing down. But once we got a new lower low, we need to add that one back in. So we have to adjust the angle. So we're going to adjust this angle, and it's going to be something like this. But when we adjust the angle, I'm missing now, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm missing now this small part between here and here. So this actually may want to paint a picture of a different type of angle for us. What type of angle might we be looking for this stock? Okay, parabolic, that's right. Nino says, I'm already in a short, just did too soon. Shorted at 140. It just post-market 181. I don't know if it's closed or keep it because sooner or later it must drop. Nino, be careful of using absolutes like that. A lot of people in the market say things like that. Oh, sooner or later it has to go up. It's like sooner or later it has to fall. No, it doesn't. Like sooner or later Bitcoin has to go to $5 again. No, it doesn't, unless it hacked, which I think it may. But like could be like. Be careful of cliches. They'll get you in trouble in the market and in marriage too. a lot of cliches. Be careful. So we don't have to go back down. We want to look for when this comes in health, we can confirm. Now, right now, the health is primarily this. This is going to be the biggest health that will confirm it, but you're a little off right now. We're still far off. But the short-term health may signal the professional buying coming in. So primarily, again, the short-term health there, and another one which is going to be more closer to active. So right now, we are missing this, which means there's two active healths. This one and this one down here. So the next health for us, the price is 185. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Melody just made fried bananas. You guys, oh wow. Melody just made, are these donuts or bananas? Fried sugar bananas. I recommend everybody get one of those,
Bananas.
no, Melodies. Get a Melody if you can. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Hot, fresh. They're the plantain ones. They're not regular bananas. Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you. Okay, so it is very likely there may be professional buying coming in. We don't have the health, therefore, to confirm this. Now, if they're selling, where does the selling has to happen on? Up bars, up moves, and up trends. Well, look here. Large up move. Right here, the spreads are getting small. We're starting to close near the middle. The volume in the previous area has not been fully removed. So in the micro, they're selling. And in the macro, there's still reason and incentive to come back to the higher prices of $11. Current price is $1, but more immediately, we're probably going to be looking to come up higher to those areas when they're in play. Just to let you guys know, I'll just put that in the sky at the core area, and I'll even bring it up to, no, I'll just leave it right there at the core areas. All right, so that's one. 11:10 to 9:94. Okay, next, what I'm going to show you is in the volume, again, we have some high volume up bars with some selling, but then we move into health, a smaller local health. And I'll show you where that's at. So that I would just mark on the board, selling. But then we have this large down move into health based on a parabolic. So this is going to be this shape. All right. So this is a smaller health for us. Let's make it size 3 so you can see it a little better. So we phase, instead of going down, we go to the right. Then we have a high volume bar up here with a close near the middle, but we don't have the weakness. See? So this bar, we got high volume but no weakness. And then we have an increase on the down move. So in that down section, we have an increase in volume. So overall, we're in this down move and we see a high volume. So this could still be dumping, right? They could still be trying to sell it here, here, and maybe there, even though that's a red. It's it's a up move with a close near the low. There could be selling still happening here. So we don't have permission to buy this. In fact, we have to be careful because it still could be fine. But if it's into this area, then we can view this as professionals starting to come in and a great transfer of holdings is passing on. They're buying at dirt cheap prices. It's possible. But it's also possible they're just selling before the storm is, before the next down move. And we may never come up here. At least not for any time soon. So I will leave you guys with that. Therefore, what type of territory might we be in based on the structure? I've already showed you based on the volume. But what type of territory would we be viewing this in? Up to 185 and at the low. Somebody tell me what territory it is. What do we want to, what color would we draw to denote that? Okay, so 185, 113. You put your stop loss at 220? Good luck, Nino. Good luck. If I had to short it, I'd only want to short it at the highs. We have a high back in May, and we have a high in September. When did you get in your short? Nino, are you there? Oh, was that Camino? Oh, 140?
No, I got something to add about that stock, though.
Okay, what do you got?
So, okay, check this out.
Wait, Camino. To answer the question, everybody, the answer was delayed territory. Delayed territory is where you're bouncing around between an oscillation. Okay, so right now this is more of a delayed territory for everybody, and the short begins here. So, all right, let's hear what Camino has to say.
All right, that stock right there hit its top back in 2021. Okay. It has dropped in April of this year, was 99% down off its high. The pop up here, this is a cannabis stock. Okay. I believe that this stock is starting to move because Trump is starting to talk about reclassifying cannabis.
Okay. Wow.
So that's speculation. I mean, speculative stock because it depends. I think so. Like on the day chart, it looks like there was a bunch of buying yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Wow. And that would maybe coincide with this area and this volume. When did Trump start announcing that kind of thing? Did he put that in some of his announcements or?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. Well, that concedes with maybe what we're seeing. So this actually may therefore be buying in its context. And if we get a health, we can more confirm that. Whether we break above 185 or just maintain our current heading on 185 into health. So if all it did was just stay its current course, even just holding its price, we're going to phase into this area. Especially if people become more speculative, it's going to bring in some buyers, bring in some new money. And then we're going to have problems where? Where are we going to have problems? The first place we're going to have problems, somebody show me where we should have problems on this screen right now. If price goes up, where should we have problems? Let's do it together real quick. Under the blue line? No. Much sooner than that. Much sooner than that.
Yeah, there's probably a flat down there.
Right, there may be a flat. That's where we're at right now. The flat.
On the next one.
Flat up at the. You mean back there?
Right there.
Yeah, that might be a flat, especially on the higher monthly. That might line up nice. On the 2 week it doesn't, but on the monthly it might. Okay. What else? There's an easier one because there may be a short-term breakout. Remember, of this large line, and that's the key. That's the key clue I'm giving you guys. This angle, which has the two large peaks, with the next large lows. There's something that happened just before this line may be broken. So if we get to health, we have to calculate for that. It starts with an E. Who remembers it? Where is it at? Somebody draw it on my screen and project it. It's quite easy. What is it called? And where and how can I draw it? Please show me, you guys. Show me someone's paying attention. Event line. Good job, Bridget. Event line. That's what it's called. Event line. Event line is the last event that happens into health. So again, if I get a health, especially the large ones, what was the last thing that happened? Here's where the last energy centers in this area. I'm going to calculate for that angle, duplicate that angle, and click it in place on top. And it's going to tell me where I'm going to get, where I'm going to have some resistance, and where, if price breaks above, is another sign of health. Event lines get hit all the time, all the time. We did one just on USDT.D just this morning, okay? From Saturday, okay? This is the good stuff, and you got to find out where they are. So I'm just calculating in events because you can preemptively create these, even if you don't have the health just yet. So I'm just going to preemptively make a pink line, and I'm going to duplicate this and place it in place right here. I don't know if I have another verification. Maybe I have one in the past. There it is. Right about there, the wick. So that means that if I go straight up, I may actually, instead of getting all the way to 366, I may actually get to 309 or hit 309 and wick up to 366 before I get some kind of problems. So a proper map would look more like this. And remember, every time you have a green dot, you can have a small weakness on the other side. But basically, this would be a very, I wouldn't want to take any bullish trades above 309 to 366. It's very short-lived. I want to buy it above 366 area. Okay, that's the big one. So I could reject strongly there, and that may actually be the case. So if I get some next bullish health, I may want to take the trade to there. And that's how I might want to navigate that. Somewhere 309, okay? And as time goes on, that number goes down. So if we're talking about March of next year or May of 2026, the number's 269 rather than 309. Okay, so you guys can just draw your angles, draw your event lines. I'm not here to give you the price update every single day. I'm here to teach you what angles are important, and you draw your angles as you see fit. Okay, as you guys draw them, and then you can see things I don't see, use other systems if you want to, but draw using this type of art, see what's important, see what territory you're moving in throughout. You guys will be more successful. All right, so I'm going to put some final context on here. I'm so glad you guys are learning this stuff, doing this alongside me, so you can read and trade whatever you guys read. Okay, when you go to a library, you can read any book you want. All right, I'll take some more questions in just a moment. CGC, I'm going to say this is a stock. This stock shows signs of possible professional accumulation. However, there is no health to confirm the buying in context. As it is, it could be selling. If so, it would be confirmed below 113 areas. If buying, above 185 areas, or phasing through into January, February at 185. So if all it did just maintain its heading, we'd come into health. Current territory is delay. This intel is that this is a cannabis stock, and Trump moves announced favor cannabis, right? Favors cannabis.
Well, okay, so that was just that's what I heard on the news. Okay, not that he's favoring it, but this is what I'm thinking. The stock went up because he mentioned it. Now, there was some stuff on the news last night about, Trump's not really strong on drug use. So if he comes out and says, no, this isn't going to happen, I think it's going to tank.
Okay. Intel announced cannabis stock, and Trump moves announced may favor cannabis. This is unconfirmed. This is unconfirmed. We'll just do that to cover that, right? This is unconfirmed in law or national laws. I'll just say this is just unconfirmed, okay? Just to kind of give a blanket. More information is needed for that type of news speculation. All right, so as the data goes, we may be looking at something very, very good, but also we may be looking at dumping after the fact. The best strategy would be to wait. To take action. And that's a lot of times markets consolidate a majority of the time. They consolidate a huge amount of the time. And most of the time, you need to sometimes just sit on your hands, wait, see who's strong, see who's winning the game. In a fight, professional bettors of boxing, or in a fight, people who are watching the fight, you'll have many men often say it's too close to call. Too close to call. And that means that you have to wait to a more appropriate time to try to call. Now, you could take a bet, but there are certain times in the fight when you know more clarity who's going to win. Like, oh, this guy's getting beat. He's going to lose. And then you'll start seeing secondary bets start going. Until the betting closes, you'll see people, especially at local, like the illegal kind of places, kind of that, especially back in the day. You'll see people like, oh, yeah, and they'll start trying to make bets with each other because they have more information who's winning the fight. But in the beginning, it's like you only have to assess the overall health and what you see. But once you see it in action, people are like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna win. Oh, that guy's gonna win. Well, maybe don't count him out yet. You'll have all that range of opinion, but you'll have more data to go after. That's what you're doing when you're viewing these stocks in motion. Sometimes they're just going at it, up, down, up, down, up, down, and you need to understand when the game changes, when these guys start getting weak, and when the other guy's getting weak. You guys need to understand those barriers, ranges. It's going to stack your odds in your favor. I'm telling you. I am telling you. All right, let's go through some more stocks. Delay, territory, possible large accumulation, health needed. APT. Oh, it's not a stock, it's a crypto. Okay, I got APT on Binance. I embarrassed this crypto down towards $3 areas. Large selling identified. We are well past our 3 area. Our 3 area was here from our previous weaknesses. All right, so let's talk about what that was. Okay. All right. Guys need to pay attention to your cryptos. To JSON? No. To your art. You guys have eyes to see and ears to hear. Draw what you see. Draw what you see and see things. Here we have price oscillating in a downward area with some verification going on. Here we drew this angle. We duplicated the angle to the downside and we hit it multiple times. This is verification and that's verification. So if we were drawing this, we'd generally use our purple and we'd put these in like we did yesterday. We'd put the letter V. All right. So you can see the verifications available for us. You don't need a border. This tells us when price is doing what it shouldn't be doing. When is it doing what it shouldn't be doing? When we are not bouncing here and we don't get another health. So we started cutting our up move in the downtrend, which is how we make money, how we can more likely stack the odds in our favor. The first move was here, showing weakness, especially if the up bar has high volume. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Who would have guessed? You would have guessed. You would have easily read your newspaper on what it's really telling you. Look at the high volume up bar into this area, followed by a down move into weakness. What is that? That's selling. Once those things happen, your statistical likelihood of you being right goes up tenfold. If you guys are not using this, you're missing out. You guys can do some of these things. Look for those up moves on high volume into weakness. If you get them, you know you have to battle. Look at this. Again, distribution, large selling over time. Look at the high volume up bars. But the move is into where? It's into weakness. You know most of what you need to trade, guys. You know most of this stuff. It's super easy for you. Right? You guys can do this. Anyone can do this. You guys can start being very successful over your trading career and stop getting out of taking such terrible trades. You can be looking and playing the long game, okay, using these techniques. If all you were doing is hunting up moves and downtrends, you're going to be successful. If all you were doing was hunting down moves and uptrends, you're going to be successful. But when you combine them with some simple things like volume and structure that we use from our sword method art, you're going to be 10 times more successful. So here we have higher up bars, like at up moves, into the smaller weaknesses. We got these on the daily chart, I think. Yep. Smaller up moves we're cutting, smaller up moves we're cutting on high volume. Lets us know. Now the volume, well, you said, Jason, the volume's not always clear. Yeah, it's not always clear on every crypto, every exchange, every stock. And that's okay. Yeah, can I get some more coffee, darling? Thank you. But when it's there, you guys are going to give you guys more of a, I keep saying testistical. It's not testistical, guys. Don't say that word. Don't say it, don't say testistical. Say it with me, guys. Testistical. Don't say it. Okay, let's go to what may be happening right now. Now that we're here. All right, so we're well below, let's see, October on bearish down to $3 area, large selling identified. So we saw large selling that let us know, hey, if we have weakness, we really need to either short this or at the very least be careful and get out until health comes in. No health came in, 466. We did have some closes above there, but on the high volume, the right single down. So I got to be careful, especially if your data doesn't support a high move. Beware, it could be a fake out, shakeout type of thing. And that was certainly the case here. But yeah, our 3 number shows where the next flat should be. We are underneath here. So that's going to be another area underneath this parabolic. Another weakness would occur in the month of November 17th. So where are we going? Let's see if we can track. I think I know where we're going. The first thing I would want to do is I want to DP this oscillation. We're going to take the oscillation because we have multiple areas of confirmation. We're going to measure the distance between these 2 areas and we're going to duplicate it down where it should hit. So let's do that. I'm just going to take a measuring line, clone this out, bring it straight down. With parabolics, you do have to move them straight down. You should, for the most part, they should be lined up. All right, so this is going to go lower to there. All right. This does not level off yet. It only levels off in the past. It's just a sharp slope. So this is where I'm going to use a little bit of technique. I'm going to draw another parabolic and just try to maintain the same curvature. All right. This is going to give me another number. The bottom is closer to 76 cents. Now I'm really well off the short. So if I short right now, I can get whipsawed and still be right. But I would be in a very negative position. $1.17, we can have moves up to $3. I don't think that's going to happen. And still be going all the way down to 70 cents. That could be very difficult because this is what Tom Williams calls a weak holder. Okay? Because you're buying in the middle. You're not on one strong side or the other strong side. So you got to be real careful about that kind of thing. That's one area we might be looking at. Another area, since we have 3 tops here and 3 flats and 2 flats here, I think it's actually not this one. That was just the one in play. But let me fade it away and show you the one that I think is based on the main oscillation. I think it's between here and here. Okay. I think what we need to do is DP the bottom here between this oscillation and now duplicate that to the bottom side. So that might be something we're going to be doing. So let's measure that now. And I'm going to use the conservative side of this angle. So I'm going to go up a little bit higher to that wick. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do about there. And then I'm going to duplicate the flat one more time. And we'll bring it to here. And that's about where we're at right now. All right. All right, so let's label this. I'm going to call it DP. Bottom right, and this may help me. Now, this is a little bit in alignment with the reversal area on USDT.D, right? So USDT.D is in a spot where we have a small bullishness. This might be that. So I'm going to draw a little bit of that. But overall, the weakness is still in play. Okay. Underneath that area, where's the weakness? Remember, every time you draw a green one, you can easily draw a red on the opposite side unless it's specific delay. And that was our previous up move. So we'll just replace it. Look a little bit more professionally. And we can, so let's just put that there where we last called it. Right? Okay. So let me pull up in price. Anyone have any other questions regarding this? This is something I'd want to stay away from for right now, because I'm just far off the entry for a short if you haven't got in. 157, 149. Questions going once, questions going twice. Okay. This move would bring us down possibly to there. All right. I'll put some final thoughts. December 10th, 13th. This crypto moved down towards 3, then closed below 313 areas. This was a heavy sign of weakness structure. Currently, price has been falling, but there are 2 main oscillations. No, ossifications, oscillations. Oscillations. The parabolic has verification, but the flat may be a bouncing point. This puts importance on 157 to 149 and 1.79 area. Due to the territory of USDT.D, I would expect a slight bounce at 157 area, then look to hunt that move during the next down market for USDT D.D. This is mainly above 6 point, where's it again? .623 and 6.27. 6.67 and 6.23%. Okay, so that's how I would navigate that. I would let the move be done here. That would be a bullish pullback for that crypto, and then I'd look to strike again. Okay, so we may get a bounce, and then we get a strike again. Most likely it will look like that. If I'm right about USDT.D, it would look like something like that. Okay, all right. Good. At a support, already a large weakness has been in play. More possible weakness to come. ABBRF. Bye, Nino. Said I had to go shopping. Have fun shopping, man. Don't forget to get me a Cinnabon. ABBRF stock. Yeah. How's your guys' holiday shopping? Some of you guys shop for Christmas.
So far, so good. How about yours?
I've been making some toys. I took my son dude, your son is young too, right? I got the best news for you, Mr. Moore.
Wait. Before you deliver that news, what are you smacking on, sir? It sounds delicious.
Dude, Melody made me this morning fried bananas with streusel.
That looks bomb.
Oh my gosh, they're not as hot right now as they were a few moments ago, but that's why I said I recommend everybody get one of those Melodies.
Fried banana? Okay. Can you send me that recipe?
Melody.
It's like this powdered sugar. What was that?
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Okay, we got to talk next time you're in SoCal.
Yeah. Oh, she makes
Have a dinner at my place.
Oh my gosh.
Dinner at my place.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop.
I gotta tell you, the two words you're looking for, my friend. All right, goodwill. Goodwill. My son, he goes in the Goodwill now, Mike, because Melody goes. So I used to hate going to them, but now I'm starting to like going to them. But there's a toy that he plays with. There was a toy he played. It was a Barbie car. It's a Barbie car, but the little people Barbie car. It was like a Corvette, kind of like little people Barbie car. I bought it, took it apart, primed it, turned it gray, and I'm turning it into a Batman car. For him.
Oh wait. I mean the ones that like they can drive?
Yeah.
Like the ones for like little?
Yeah, the little people, they have like a really good aesthetic, car, and the little people ones, they have the arms like that. They go in there.
Yeah.
So
that's not a bad idea.
He bought it even as a Barbie car, and I was like, yeah, everybody thought he was a girl, but they still think he's a girl because he has a very fair appearance. But I always said, but I did this. I got the car and I'm painting it right now, a reprint of a Batman. So, yeah, with the gray and the yellow wheels with black. It's cool, man.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
Are you still undecided about putting spinners on the wheels? So when he stops, he gets the whole block's attention.
I didn't know they stopped. That's news to me.
You're creative. You might be able to put it together. I'm not that advanced.
I don't know if I put that much effort into a Barbie car, but dude, it's so cheap, so I like it. I like being able to. I like being able to repurpose toys. And the other day I found another Batman car because he likes Batman. He always goes, Batman. Batman. Right there. Son, what is it?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's so fun when he says it. Son, what is it? Who is it? Batman. It's my son, Elton's son. You like Batman?
Hey, good morning.
I'm Batman.
Oh man, that show is so awesome. Do you guys like to watch the Adam West version, like the live action one?
I haven't showed him to him.
Oh wow.
I haven't shown him to him.
Yeah, he's missing out.
He watches Spider-Man and the crew, the little Spidey, Spin, and Gwen. It's like a children's one. And then he's into he's into Superbook and then the monster truck, Hot Wheels Let's Race.
Is that a show on like YouTube or where do you find it?
Oh yeah, Hot Wheels Let's Race. It's real fun show. It was on Netflix, but you can find episodes on YouTube.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, try to do them repurposed toys, man. You'll have fun. If I got him. He doesn't know, but it's I got him a present where the Batman goes inside, and it's one of those little play school kind of ones. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I'm doing that one. I got him one, and then I got him another one that he picked out at the store. So I'm like, wait a minute, I got 3 Batmobiles. But he loves cars, so that's his big thing right now. He's real big into cars. It's the best way to. I just said, well, if he likes cars, I'll let him continue. Oh, and this, we have I got him one other toy. It's the Bible says a father loves to give good gifts to his children. How much more your heavenly Father? And it's nice having a child to buy a gift for. But I got him those little mini Monster Jams, the monster cars, the mini ones. They're small, so he loves shooting them out of the little scorpion thing. And they just take these jumps. Super cool. All right, guys, let's talk about this one. I think you're going to 87 as the next stop. Current price is $8.79. Current price $7.60. Large base. I'm gonna project into the future. Right now, give me a second. I'm gonna do a unique type of projection. $35, $36 might be where we're getting closer to that area. Let me do some more things about this. All right. Yep, I think that's all I got for you right now. That makes a lot of sense too. Since this is a flat, that means that this is also a DP. All right. Interesting. That's about the same price that I just calculated. All right. I'd be looking for this to hit about $35 to $44. So I'm gonna put 44 to 62. 44, 62, 35, 29 DP / projection. And this is not the circle projection. It's just the base projection. Which I'll teach you guys another day in the future. Base projection. Let's see where we're at. When we had selling in the past, the down move was short-lived, only a couple years into health. Let's see. And these high volume moves are not into weaknesses. So there's still a lot of fight in this crypto stock. I'd be still bullish this stock. Okay. Next stop $8. Stop above there, most likely 21. All right. That's going to be my map.
Where would you get in?
I would get in above 879 to prove that we have some more fight in this. Otherwise, I'd be looking for pullback closer to 5 area, maybe above the old flat. I wouldn't get in today, and I probably wouldn't want to use anything less than a 3-day chart to chart this, because the volatility. Like if I go to a daily chart, the candles start looking wonky. So I would probably just be looking for a time when the market pulls back, or just pay at the higher price. I wouldn't jump on the bandwagon right now. If it was just me, that's just me. I don't like chasing candles if possible. All right. Any other questions, thoughts? My map. I think you're going high. I think you may be getting to the I think you may be getting to 30s, 40s, based on some of the projections I have. Let me give you guys my full screen. Okay, that's about where I'm at. Okay, questions, thoughts?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let me post this. I'll say this stock is still appears strong. And in a healthy position. Next, health is above 8.79 and above 21. I see possible moves towards 35 area. Current price is 760 with no weaknesses at this moment. Next stop, A-Lab. Let's take a look at another stock. A-Lab on the NASDAQ. All right, where are we at last? What did I get? It looks like I did this on December 8th, so I won't spend much time on this stock. This stock appears to have new accumulation from buyers, not in the last recent down moves. This up move has only one candle. So a close above 172 would confirm if buying. If so, I would be bullish this stock up towards 301 area. Current price 162. So right now, as of today, current price 148. So again, I want to be looking for confirmations above 172. This is the general area I'm looking to build above. All right. Does anybody have any questions? This stock. Okay. I don't really see the strong buying at this last moment, yeah. I will also move these off to the side, so we'll continue moving these out from previous days. Yep. Still looking for that. Is there, what territory are we in right now? It's very possible we're in the health territory, but the next main health is this. And this is also, guys, why I teach you those smaller healths within the larger trade. Because what is the first place that price is supposed to hit after the breakout? Let me use a 2-day chart for this. Somebody tell me again, what is the first place you're supposed to hit after the breakout? The first place you're going to have problems, if you're not using this, you guys are missing out. It is event line, event line, event line. Look at Bridget's answer, right? Event line is so critical. If you have a breakout, okay, if you have a breakout, you have to calculate for the last event that happened. These are the last two energy centers that happened. So you're going to draw a line from there to there. That's your event. You have to now take that energy center, those energy centers that you draw, the highest point in between them, it's this one, and you're going to duplicate your line, and you're going to bring it up and click it in place. So the place you should have problems is here. Okay? Now, luckily, I've already given you guys this on the board, but that's how you would calculate event line. But that's exactly what event line is. So this is your event line, and this is your event line phantom. Okay? It's like a ghost angle. You cannot see this angle unless you drew or knew the original. Okay? This is how key angles and phantom angles work. Okay? This is exactly how it works. You guys draw this, you're going to see that, oh, wow, even if you have a breakout, sometimes your breakout short-lived. And so sometimes you guys are like, oh, no, we're going the wrong way. And you get whipsawed and you don't understand what's happening, that you're still correct. You are very much still correct. These are the first places you guys should be looking after your breakouts. And usually this is why in our art we often have time to get into a trade. Okay, if you slow down, you're going to see that a lot of times you're already correct. And just be aware of taking trades against yourself when you're already show signs that things are happening. Now I can use this in two ways. I can use it for a short-term intraday trade, which generally I generally do not. I just use it for a secondary confirmation for when we really go up. So we broke out, we're going to hit event line, and then I need another health to really take the next big trade. So it's there for the next health, the next entry. In today's case, it's going to be, if it was tomorrow on December, or the week of December 23rd, $167. So I need to be above 167 currently to be able to do this. Okay, so if I was doing an update, I can say this: December 13th, this stock hit event line as expected and came back down. Next entry for bullish trades is above, where is it? That number, 167. 167 around the weeks of December 23rd, 2025. All right, so that's how I would view that. And then if, and now I'm going to delete, oops, actually I don't want to delete this. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to delete everything so you guys can see the original event line that I had for you. Oh man, it did every single letter, didn't it, as a something. Well, I had the event line on for you guys. It was in white. I deleted it. You guys saw me delete it, right? The video will show it. So I'm not making this stuff up. All right, there was the original event line, and here we're going to paint it, and that's where we should place it. Now with stocks, you can be a little bit more generous, especially if you've got a wick match on the bottom. I'm going to put mine about right here. Okay. So this is where I need prices. Just hang out. B, build upon. I want to sit up there. I want to go up primarily above that general area. Otherwise, you're expecting the health to continue to remain. Now, ideally in harmony, I want this down move to be lack of interest. And right now, the volume's still really strong this way. So this may be something that's possibly intraday traded. When you see the volume doesn't make sense to you, you can sometimes go really close in or sometimes really far out. Let me go to a 12 and 6 hour chart. I want to see if the volume reveals anything. It's starting to reveal some things. Nope, too much. Sometimes you'll get the waves more clearly on smaller or higher time frames if your volume doesn't make sense. High volume on the down bar, but the move is into health. What does that indicate? Real quick. High volume down bar, but the move is into health. What does it indicate? This pair, look at the volume. Very high volume right here, but then we go to the right and into the health. We break above the foundational area. What does that mean if it's on a down bar right here? What does it mean? Anybody? Pushing? No, not pushing. It's on a down bar, and we didn't push into weakness. That would be your weakness down here. We didn't push into weakness. So what would this be if it's on a down bar and the move is to the right, primarily right and up? And how do we know what it is? Nobody? Come on, you guys are good. You guys know this. You know this. Okay, professional. There it is. Good job, InvestBox. Buying. It's buying. And why is it buying now? Why do we buy it now? The move is into health. Well, remember, there's a larger support that is happening here. This larger flat and round structure overall. So even though it's messy for us, people saw, oh, we got a new higher high. This is our old high, we're actually building above there, and nice rounding, and the move is into health. We got the breakouts that were needed. It's very possible that this is buying because it's the next best price. What price? This price. I mean, you want to pay the low, right? If you can. So when you see that on high volume, but the move is to the right into health, you can now confirm after the health that professional money was coming in. So it's actually buying. And that's one thing. Now here's something interesting as well. If the health is already hidden and we move up to here, event line, when's the next best price to pay? Well, you already know you're going to get resistance about here. That's the next psychological point at 171. When's the next best price to pay? If you can, if you're going to get resistance here, when's the next best price to pay? If you're watching this and you're saying, oh, we're hitting against the event line, when's the next price to pay? Somebody circle it on my screen real quick. Right there, good. That's the next best price to pay. That's exactly the next best price to pay. That price right there, 148. Why? Because you already rejected. You came into the health, you rejected, you're still in health. That's the vortex. That's the best place that you can pay if you can. So look at the volume now. We have another high volume bar at this down bar. So that's going to be possible buying. You can read it in context here. You cannot read it as buying now. This would be unconfirmed buying. Okay, so that's how you get. If you phase into health and you get that, you're going to be like, oh yeah, look, more buying. So you would say buying and more buying. And that's because remember that professional buying happens on down bars, down moves, and down trends. It's counterintuitive. But the reason it's done is for the cost. It's very expensive to buy into an uptrend. It's very expensive. That's why professional real estate people, they do real estate. They're trying to buy homes that are good deals. They don't want to pay market value. They want to pay below market value. Professional gamblers, they try to, what is called comps. They try to stack all the comps in their favor, right, with the casino. So they pay cheaper prices, special deals on bets, certain free bets that they're allowed, things like that. They try to stack all these odds in their favor, and then they strike. Okay, with professionals, they're going to strike at the best prices they can, not at high prices. Otherwise, they buy and rise price into their own buying, especially when they do it in bulk by the millions. And then when they're selling, they drive price down into their own selling. So it's counterintuitive. They have to sell into the news. They have to sell into the hype. They have to pass on their holdings to what Rich Dad calls the bag holders. So they have to pass them on to all these people. And there's always somebody left holding the bag in the markets. And you don't want to be that. We can read, so we stack odds in our favor here. ALB, this stock shows signs of buying after health appeared December, which day was that? December 12th bar may also have buying, but only confirmed after price breaks above 171 or phases into next health. All right. Let's finish up. December, what's that, 13th. Okay. Fifi. All right, we're going to look at Fifikins. The cute little Pomeranian.
Say Fifikins?
Yeah, Fifikins. Fifikins. Fifi. Come here, you little fiend. Oh. Come to daddy. I hope your little cootsy wootsy was a good puppy. I can't find Fifi. Fifi, where are you? I don't know. Where is Fifi? Look, I'm typing Fifi. There's not there. It's not here. What is happening? Did they move it? I thought I had one. Have I been looking at it on different, like, internet exchange? Dex tools.
That's kind of strange. It's a pretty major crypto.
Yeah.
It should be there.
Yeah. Can anybody doing the live following along, or Anton? Can you take a look for Fifi?
I can't find it on TradingView.
Camino doesn't got it. Who requested it? I got an email the other day that, from a major exchange saying they delisted a bunch of stocks, cryptos. It was a lot. They delisted a lot. Superfood. Is he there?
It looks like it's only on 4 exchanges. Uniswap, Grovex. I'm looking at CoinMarketCap.
I'm on Dex Tools. I got 0004. Yeah.
That's what I got.
Okay. Let me pull up my previous chart from my photos. One of these days, I'm going to purge all my photos from the charts I've been doing over these years. All right, let's see what we got from Fifi. January this year, we had some weakness appear. Let's see what else I saw on the daily charts. It was here on this chart. There was a health possibly in the sky, multi-touch flat. We looked at later in April. Strong volume coming in on this chart here, but no health. So remember, if you have strong volume but no health on the down move, it could be dumping if there's still weakness that are activated. So we have a high volume bar, but that was on low. So that might have been something good closer to, was this April? That might have been something changing in April. We had located the larger health later on in October. So it looks like in April we had a large up move here, but that was all we got. Okay, and then we had some more move, and then the weakness continued. We were looking to get to 003 in October possibly. So here's later in August. What is this? October. We got a large down move. It looks like based on my last Fifi charts, the territory was weakness, down. Okay. November, down move. All right. So there's our up move. This in October, selling started coming in. Weakness. Larger supports at this vortex here. We'll draw that. Was this a short-term chart? What chart is this? All right. Currently, there may be an entry above 14, but not yet. Likely strong rejection at 0.32. Is this our chart right now? 0.14. Are we well below that? Yeah, 0.14. I think this is it. All right, so let's pull up this chart. I guess these are some of the findings from this year. I will put this up superfood for you, and you can watch this video a little bit later. I'm going to draw some things here. Looks like we're below the flat, so that's not a good sign. Again, I think I might want to leave this alone. The foundational area is straight with a strong verification. A couple verifications, many verifications. Let's duplicate the line. I probably don't know if I have a verification. Oh, I got some on the bottom side too. Gosh. So when I place it here, I get another verification, 2 more. So I would be focusing on low prices for Fifi. If we come down somewhere around 13. Yeah. Questions? Triple J? I'd be looking to hunt this up move in this downtrend. That's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't short it now. I short it later. Okay. I wouldn't short it now. I'd short it later, especially with USDT.D possibly going to give us an up move, a temporary up move. I would be looking to strike here, and I'll just keep an eye on this chart. If it doesn't match your chart, watch this one. When it comes into this territory, you may be on your way back down. The flat probably going to be important, and you can see evidence at the top energy center that the flats are still in play. So I'm going to DP this oscillation, and we're going to duplicate that oscillation and bring it to the downside. It would be about here. So let's measure that, and we'll go on. Triple J, do we have a hot mic, or do you have a question, comment, thought? Okay. So right now, I'm going to put Fifi closer to that low price, about right here. This is going to be the DP, and this is what I will leave you with for the DP, for Fifi. All right, anyone have any other questions? The number is, almost exactly where I drew that arrow. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that, but it's correct. 00013. So yeah, I put a big star there. I'd be looking to finish that. That's the DP. All right. Anyone else? Questions? Thoughts? Does not start now. Does not start now. Please, please, please be careful taking a trade right now on that. I'd be looking there right now. I don't see big.
Do you have an entry point?
For the short or for a buy?
For a buy.
Probably you're going to get a bounce at that number, Triple J, the 00013. I wouldn't pay until they're there. You want to hunt the down moves, hunt the up moves in a downtrend. This is a large downtrend, and the money hasn't came into it. Look at the volume. The only volume shows high where? Near here. Look. I'm not making this up, guys. It's going to keep you safe. Everybody look at my chart real quick. Do you see that high volume there? Where was it at? It was there on the up bars, up move, uptrend into weakness. This is what the professionals last did. There's your up move. There's the weakness. This is how you confirm it. Okay, this is when you should start going down. There's your up move. This is your foundational area. We teach this. There's one verification. And the up moves on very ultra high volume bar. So you know this is therefore professional selling. Same as here. Although this one doesn't have a trackable up move. It's almost straight up. So we need professional money to come in. Otherwise, we're only dealing with the last sellings that occurred. Okay? Who are you playing against? You're playing against the professional sellers. So they were dumping here. You understand that? They've been dumping, and when did they come back in? This was in October of 2024. To the end of the year. If they were dumping, when did they come back in? Let's find out. When did they come back in? Somebody answer me the question, and I'll be glad. All I'm seeing is the high volumes with closes near the lows except for this one right there. But the move is into weakness. So even this I don't trust. Where is the buying that comes in? I'm not seeing it, at least. You know what I mean, guys? Look, I'm not seeing it. So maybe it's on another exchange, but whatever you do, remember what I always teach you. Have a reason to trade what you trade. Well, Jason, I don't agree with you. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. I could care less. I mean, I'm not here to debate you. You can debate me, but I'm not. That's not the purpose here. My purpose is to show you and sit over your shoulder, show you what I see. You may see some things I don't see, and you may catch things I don't see. My only thing my only advice, even though this is never trading or financial investment of any kind, have a reason for what you do educationally. Have a reason to trade what you trade. If you buy it, have a reason to trade. Maybe you're buying it because you see the money coming in. Maybe you're buying it because you see the structure coming in. Maybe you're buying it because you have a prophetic vision or dream or whatever you do. Whatever the case is, that's fine. Great. Fantastic. You need a reason to buy, whether it's technical, fundamental, prophetic, or some you work for the company and you're doing illegal insider trading. Do not do that. But I'm just letting you guys know. This is just comedic advice, okay? Comedic purposes only, not advice of any kind. Have a reason for whatever you do, the things you do. No health identified. No entry. Up move in downtrend indicates can possibly be hunted. Be shorted. When next weakness appears. See chart. All right. Any other questions, thoughts regarding this one? Okay. If you guys have it, got it. Good. I don't have it right now. I don't have an entry. You may have a nice short-term bounce here. Do a target system on these areas, and you're probably going to find yourself a nice rejection point or some continuations of health or weaknesses. Okay. Let's go to the last three cryptos. We're going to look at something called useless. We've done this one before. I couldn't really do anything with it. It was pretty useless. I'm just kidding. Where's my useless chart? I know I did it. Where did I do it? Was it on the one day I was using a different chart? Let's find out. I'm going to go to my photos real quick. No. I thought I did this one. Huh. I don't even have a photo for this. Let's go to my website real quick. I need to find out what exchange this is. Patreon. In the search bar. Our Forex preview room yesterday. It was fantastic. I hope you guys learned a lot. It was just an intense teaching session. We went over the how to mix and match and make the recipe. We also went over when to see when they're both going in the same direction, the consolidation that would likely appear, which is to be avoided, showing you guys how that looks, but also showing you the stark difference when they are opposing and following the rules based in the document that I read to you guys.
Was it recorded, Jay? Because
yes,
I was able
Melody
to attend.
didn't upload it. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
It looks like I didn't. Dude, useless.
Well, remember you ever doing useless? You did nobody, and you did trash, and you did far coin. I think you did useless.
Okay.
But useless, I don't know who asked for it, but it's on Coinbase, and then the volume would be Kraken, and then KuCoin. Like if you wanted to look at the highest volume, okay. Coinbase, Kraken.
All right. Let's start with let's do Kraken and see what I can find. All right. Is that the farthest data I go? Is this a new coin? No. MEXC goes for. I'll use MEXC. That's good enough. All right. Large money came in the beginning here. Did they dump? No. No, not really. Yes, some. And some more possible buying coming in. So this is, I'm going to be hopeful this one, and I'll show you why. All right. So large players first came in. Here, somewhat large, professionals enter. It's not super strong, but it's enter, buying. And then we have lack of strong selling. I want to, you know what, better word for that is just saying weak selling. Yeah, that's a better word for that. So we know they're selling, but we also know it's weaker. Okay, it's not like a large dumping. The move comes into health here, and this is a battle that's going on within this crypto. So you can see it. We kind of bounce on that area. Nice. This is where selling would need to take place, but we can see the volume is on the down bar, down move with a move back up here. So this is actually going to be some buying. So this is actually an appropriate place to buy, or what was being done was buying. And then we have another down bar, down move here, but the move is into a health. And let me show you that. So this is the parabolic. This buying, oh, it wasn't into health. This was a buying, but we get a small up move into the right. Unfortunately, we did not get the health until later here, which is now. So this is not a crypto I'd be really interested in shorting with signs of interested buyers that are coming in and moving it upward. I wouldn't want to short this. I'm bearish the markets. I'm bearish the markets, and though this may go down, I don't. I like to have signs in a bearish market. I like to have signs that the market there's heavy selling in the background. This one doesn't appear to have such strong selling in the background. Most of the volume's on the down bar, so there's a lot of people that are hopeful this crypto. So therefore, what I would do is I would just wait to buy it until we're at a more appropriate place. And I'm gonna buy. I would be looking above this line primarily. Okay, so that's where I would be looking right now for a health. I'd be looking to strike to the bullish side. Let's move this one back. Yeah, as it is, I want to see down bars, down moves on the next buying. So to see another bout of buying, and I don't have that more short term. I have some possible selling. Okay, some possible small selling. So overall, they're trying to keep this higher, and that makes for a crypto that doesn't go down right away. Let's calculate for the big stuff. I got flat, and the flat that as a key angle, its phantom would be here with some about right here, and therefore that's the energy center. Therefore, this is what these moves upwards hitting here. What is this moves in the last since November? Somebody please give us the answer. What is more likely we're looking at? Anybody? Nobody? Not confirmation.
We're moving down.
Why are we moving down?
I guess if you DP,
What would
we're
you do?
playing on both sides of that flat there, so we could DP it.
Yeah, we could DP that, but what are we looking at here where that, right here? What are these two moves here?
You want to retest?
Retest, yeah, they're testing the what? They're testing what? The flat. How do we know it's a flat? Well, we have flat on top with multiple areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're really stretching out to the cores, it's about 4 times we've really tested. But I only put 2 here. If I wanted to, I can give you 4. I can actually give you even more. If we look at it really closely, here. You guys see that? So therefore, if we wanted to, we can draw the bottoms as well. This is how you guys get good at reading what you're seeing. Okay. Pharaoh had a dream. No one was there to interpret, but God gave Joseph wisdom to see what Pharaoh was looking at. Same with Daniel. Daniel saw even the king's dream, but he understood the data of what was being revealed to him. And you guys too will reveal the data what you're looking at. Look at this. Okay. Let's fade all this one away. You don't need this one anymore. We're looking at price building on the underside. In our first year, Michelle Firecracker knows this. That was the symbol I gave you guys all the time. Now I just give you guys circles because the circle has basically it built in. Okay. But this is rounding on the underside. And how many times do we challenge? 3 times. Let's look at the volume. If the volume is depleting on the third challenge, I'm looking to come down. 1 high volume. Well, that's about medium. Then we hear about here on high volume. So that's still high. So we challenge a 3rd time. And now we're depleting. Okay, so now we're going a little bit lower. That's what I want to see. Well, it's not the best of what I want to see, but it's about there. So you can see the averages for these. So this, as we challenge, the volume's depleting, the move is into weakness. The next volume we want is high volume up bars after the fact, and that's what's going on right now. If you look real closely, there's that up bar, up move, but look at the volume. It's aggregately high compared to what? Compared to the last few hours. Okay, so this is a 12-hour chart. So this is now dumping after the fact. So short term, I got to be careful of this stuff. Right here, we're in weakness territory. In a downtrend, you make money by hunting an up move. So based on this data, I'm going to have to say, based on this data and not looking good, we're looking to come down. Okay, if USDT.D is in a strong position, we may challenge to the higher upside, which it is right now. So we should be having some bullishness. So I wouldn't short it today. But if the market was in a bearish position or more in a bearish position, that's how I want to get started. If I want to get ahead of the game, I can get ahead of the game. But you may be a little bit weak as we pull back one more time. So the prices I'd probably be looking to get to, shorting at back here 10 cents. If there's a real big bullish movement, one more challenge at 13. But ultimately, I'd be looking to get to what Firecracker saw. She saw the DP. She said, Jason, draw the DP. So I will. Here's a measuring line. I'm going to measure this distance of this oscillation. Oscillation means price moving back and forth. I'm going to take another angle. The angle's flat. It's quite simple. Click it in place. I don't need it to go back in the past that far, so I'm just going to bring it all the way here. Shorten that up. The number is 0.05. 0.50 to 0.47. So what I would say is I would be looking for this to fall a huge percentage here, 88 cents, 88%. But again, without strong dumping in the background, it's not my cup of tea. It's short-term local stuff. It's got a lot of fight in it. And I'll put that in my comments. All right. Though useless. Though there is no signs of heavy dumping, there is weakness in this crypto. And it is moving into weak territories. There is selling in the background. There is some selling in the background. I expect this to move down towards 0.050, 0.047 area. However, because the selling was weak selling, meaning not strong, there is a lot of fight in this. A lot of fight in this. Some buying, small buying, was seen on the way down. And why would we see buying on the way down? Why would we see small buying on the way down, like here on this bar right here? Why would we see that? Does anybody know why we might see that even if we go down into weakness? Who is this buying right here? Right there on those bars. Anybody know? Let's just be rational about them. Who's buying here? The move is into a small local health, but not enough to overcome. So who's really buying here? Can somebody describe them to me?
Professional buyers.
Not professional. Let's try again. See if anybody might guess who it might be. They're not professionals. Anyone going to try to describe them? Professionals are they're going to move it into health. This one moves up, but it doesn't move into health, at least past the main foundational lines, which are this angle. It lets us know all the information. We only hit there and came down. So it's not professionals. It's who? Who's buying here? They lost money, remember, underneath this.
Unprofessionals.
What are they?
Unprofessional.
Unprofessionals. Yes, they're and what is the psychology of the people who are buying here? What are they thinking to themselves? They're throwing a lot of money at it. I mean, it was what 11 million worth of this coin at 14 cents. That's going to be at least a couple at 11 cents. That's a couple 100,000.
They think they're buying the bottom, but it's not the bottom yet.
That's right. Good job, Lisa. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We need to understand who's players. There's big players, and then there's even bigger players. But just because you're a big player doesn't mean you're winning. Most of the time, you can have retail people who are just hopeful. They're buying the bottom. And why is it the bottom? Well, because it was a bottom. Well, we bounced here. We bounced here. We bounced here. We're getting a great deal. And they throw a lot of money in it, but they lose money. When you see this, look for them to jump ship on the opposite sides. So these people buy here. They're hopeful here. They didn't sell. Look at very little move. They didn't take profit here. They were hopeful that they were going to go up. It was just, it's the bottom. It's the bottom. Like that one pastor, he said, that's why we need to buy now that the market's at a bottom. I was like, slap in my face. Because just because it is a bottom doesn't mean it's the bottom. You need to read things in context. There's a lot of warning signs about what's really happening in the market. But it doesn't prevent them from striking. Some of you guys also strike when you guys shouldn't be striking, when the odds are stacked against you. My job is to teach you to read so you understand when those odds are stacked against you. But this is retail buying. And retail almost always lose money. This one you can actually see them coming in, retail buying. This is weak buyers. Or not bag holders, but they're not strong buyers. Okay, who got it wrong. They lost money here. They were here. They could have taken profit. They didn't. They now feel bad. Now they're in a bad position. They paid all this money. We know that. That's the price they paid. And now they're in a negative position. Your job is to understand the psychology. If they got to jump ship, when's the next best price to jump ship? Exactly the same price they paid. Look for when you see the high volume at the price they paid, because that's them jumping ship. They get in, they get out. Make sense? They get in. Oh, we going the wrong way. I better get out. I better get out. Oh, please come back. Please come back. Please come back. Oh, finally we're here. Let's get out. So they get out. You need to understand. Those people lost money. They're in the wrong position. They're trying to reverse position at these two places. Make sense, everybody? Okay. Now what happens is we calculate that up move. We got those. We got verified evidence of rejections at those tops. We came down, and now we're here. So you need to understand who's playing the game, who's winning the game, where the game stands, who's got the points. Right now, the points are for the bad guys, okay, or for the down guys. So that's how you're going to stay safe in your cryptos. Even if you like them, pay a good fair price. Understand who you're playing against and understand when the game is going down. You don't care if it goes up or down. None of you guys should really care if it goes up or down, because you can make money either way. I know that you say, well, I want crypto to go up, but remember, if you're too emotional and you really care that it goes up, because you have to be right, either prophetically or in your dreams or in your data or in your intel or your fundamental or just your bias, it's going to get you in trouble. Disassociate yourself emotionally, and then you can be flexible, because professional traders are like professional gamblers. They can exit the market at a dime. They can walk away from the table. They don't need to win every trade. They don't need to win every poker hand. Same with you guys. Your job is just to see the game for what it is. Distance yourself. Fall out of love. Okay? When you're in a relationship with a girl and you're blinded by her beauty, the Bible says charm is deceitful, beauty is fleeting, but what? What's the end of the scripture? Oops, not that one. What's the end of the scripture? Charm is deceitful, beauty is fleeting, but a what? Somebody end it for me. Come on, don't any of you know your Bible? Come on. Proverbs 31. Should be Proverbs 31.
Virtuous woman.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the virtuous woman. What about it? Charm is deceitful, beauty is fleeting, but a virtuous woman is greatly to be. Let's read it real quick. A great virtuous woman is greatly to be praised. Her price is far above rubies. And this is great to understand, because if we understand the context in trading, we'll understand some of the things. Many daughters have done noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful, deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Okay? King James, a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. ESV, the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Okay. We'll understand, there's a lot about the Proverbs 31 woman. You can read the whole chapter. Beautiful things. When we're in a crypto, we can fall in love. And when we are deceived by beauty, we can ignore red flags. Who's with me? Who's ever been in a relationship with a man or woman, and you were like, oh, they got everything. You were fooled by the money. You were fooled by the looks. You were fooled by the curves. We got fooled because we are ignoring what was before our eyes. I know a man right now. I won't say his name. He's not in our community. Not in our community. Don't worry. It's none of you guys. Maybe it's one of you guys. I don't know. But it's not. It's not. I know a man. And he's been told over and over again by his parents that the woman was no good. Or is no good. He's had red flags. The church even told him there was no. This is not. It's not the right one for you. His local church has got involved. They've had to step in with counseling and certain things regarding some of the situation. Some of the leaders in the church, rather, I should say. It's not a good situation. He just proposed to her the other day. The parents can only look by and smile and say it's his life. He's going to have to learn the hard way, or we hope and pray that he's going to be successful. But it doesn't look good. I don't mean to be the bearer of negativity, but there are times when we ignore what's before our eyes, the red flags. That's a bad wife. That's not a good man. There are godly options for you. Even God said to David, David, why did you go after your wife? He said, if it was not enough, you should have asked me, I would have given you more. Was there not among the daughters of Israel? He said, you had other options. He even already had two or three wives, and he went after a married man's wife. And God said to him, through the prophet, if you asked me, I would have gave you something. What happens is he was looking in the wrong direction. We can have red flags screaming at us. You're saying, well, Jason, I don't care about this crypto. You should care about the lessons you're going to learn, because you're going to be doing this yourself when you're a millionaire and billionaire, and millions will be on the line. And it'll be up to basic, simple principles. What do you see? What's happening? What are we ignoring? Because there are things that God is going to reveal to you that are simple lessons. We just don't want to hear them. And again, it may not be from me, of course. Maybe your local church, local pastor, local ministry, your prayer time, your quiet time. Are we hearing or seeing, or are we ignoring the red flags and saying, no, I'm going to marry her anyway? I've done it. You guys know. There's times when we've done those kinds of things and we ignore the red flags and enter the relationship anyway. We enter the trade anyway. Oh, it's a bad trade, but I'm just going to get it. And then later on, we're like, no, why am I in the trade? Oh. We've all been there. Our job is to learn. All right? Amen. Okay. That's for somebody. I don't know who, but we're all going to learn those basic lessons. Let's go to the last one. All right. You can say, well, that was useless info. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I am bearish territory. Signs of weakness. Downtrend may continue towards 0.050047. That's a huge drop. Huge percentage drop. Okay. Oh, and I didn't do this. I was supposed to do this. Okay. All right. Let's go on. So also is on the way down, but retail only looking for bearish moves. The last crypto that I'm going to be looking at today, last two, Volt and Rain. Let me delete my picture without the final commentary first. Hold on. That's the one I want. Yeah, that one. So let's go now to, what was it? Volt? No, Volt. All right, let's see if we got some awakening on Volt. Good. Not good. Look at that volatility. Where? Exactly where we should have it. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's look at this crypto and see what it is. The DP, which is the duplicate distance from here to here, should be hit to the downside on here. So that means if we take the distance of that oscillation, price playing between the flats, and we duplicate the oscillation. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm not making this stuff up, guys. You can get a good idea about where your targets are on the downside. We should be hitting the same equal distance to the downside. The number I gave you was this one. Vortex area, November 27th, but the price was here. Now it's a vortex because the oscillations on the top match the oscillation on the bottom. So if I place it here and here, I got two verifications in the past. And I match that area. I also have another larger angle that is here. And if I place that angle, I also match that area. So it becomes a vortex. If prices are in those pockets, what happens when price bounces right in those pockets? You don't always get them. They're vortex, but when price is in that vortex, we call it a prime vortex. The vortex is primed, like a gun, cocked back and ready to go. However, we have a large problem here. We came up and hit this area of 0 to 11, which is going to be 6 zeros, 21, almost exactly. Then we came up to 6 zeros, 12. And what did we do right after that? We came right back down. So why did we come right back down? What is happening here at this top? Okay, somebody explain it to me. What it might be happening at that top for people getting in without looking at the volume just yet. Selling. And is it by selling? Who's getting out here? Who's selling here? Right there at this area. Who is it? Somebody explain it to me, please. Who is selling? Is it professionals taking short positions? Who's just selling in a simple context? Simplify it for me. Those who bought in the upper band. Yeah. Basically those, good job, iPad. It's basically those who lost money. Okay. People were very optimistic here. They were buying at the lows, but when we failed and fell into weakness, they're still hopeful. When is the best price to buy? When is the next best price to get out if you bought here? The answer is there. Make sense? We already have these angles. Now we have a vortex on top. Okay, does it make sense to everybody? You guys understand what's happening? So this would be, if I lost money, I don't want to get out of a losing trade. Oh, but if it comes up, oh yeah, I'm getting out. Now I break even. So this is going to swamp the area with supply, and it's going to make for a bullish market? No, it's going to make for a market that's going to dump it all the way back down and make it hard until it naturally goes up. Now, why did it come up? It may come up on news. It may go up because the price is bouncing out of the vortex, seen or unseen. Some kind of reason why price bounce here. But your job is to see what's really happening and who's you're playing against. And we're playing against all those people who lost money. And that's the best price that they would get out for. So we can see that happening. Okay, if there's really health, we're going to need to see high volume on this down move into the health, right? That's what we really want. For a strong sustained move on Volt, we need high volume on the down move. Do we got it? Yes or no? High volume on the down move. I'll hide my lines. Do you got it? Yes or no? Before the health. Come on, you guys know this. High volume on the down bars, down moves, down trend. Yes or no?
I'm going to say yes.
And you got it. You're right. Look at that. We have a down move and the volumes are rising. If the move is in the health, we can confirm the buying. Here's a smaller local health. There it is. We would have known that for how many days? If you were watching it, you would have known it for about one or 2 days. I wasn't watching it. Maybe you guys were. Where's the next health? Here. Above that, is there another health? Yes. This will be a little higher, somewhere about right there. I think they're all in the same area. This is where you can really jump on the train. Yes, they're going to get swamped. We're probably going to fight. But in a bullish market, we can do this. But more likely, this is a good sign that money is coming into Volt if the move is into health. We need a move into health. That's the move into health. If we move into weakness again, we probably want to view this as selling. But right now, we moved into health. The problem is now we have a high volume move rejecting really near the low. If the next move is weakness, this could be dumping here, but there's starting to be a fight, so I would be looking for things to start slowing down. Or I would be looking for the down move to start slowing down, which means it's a good thing for Volt. Okay, we're not in the next weakness yet. We're more in a delay territory. Okay, in a simplistic picture, that's probably the higher statistical edge based on this that we're at. So I like where the volume's showing. If we have a health, that's a great thing for Volt to start doing something. Maybe it's time for Volt to start waking up. I don't really care about this move. I care about the meaty move. And that's going to be the moves into health. So the biggest healths are going to be this one. Okay, watch me carefully so you guys can all do this. The biggest healths are these energy centers here. But remember who we're playing against. So we really need to crack these type of moves, and then we can talk. if you guys are into this stuff, it's short-term local only. Yes, we got the increase in volume, but price doesn't just turn on a dime most of the time. Most of the time, it's short-lived if it's just news, and then we start forming a bottom. Most of the time, price does that, right? So you're going to have time, I think, for Volt. Okay. Some of you may have made some money. You knew where to sell. Some of you guys are wondering, oh, yes, I'm in money. And you saw a couple $100 or a few $1,000s in your account and you're happy. And then you came back and woke up the next morning. And you're like, no, what happened? What's going on? Because this is short term only. It's a local move. There's the local move. There was the local volume at the bottom. Okay, well, I turned it off, but we just looked at it. So the next thing that's going to happen, if there is a health, the event line. And the event line in this case is probably going to give us some resistance about, well, it should be there anyway. So I won't draw it. This event line would be very sharp. This could be something we can use for a more local event. So I'm going to look at that in just a moment and we'll move on. Because time is up. I'm all out of time for today. So let's draw some of these more smaller moves. Well, it looks like I already drew them. And I even may have drawn the event line for you. Okay, so I drew this. The event. Oh, no, it's this one. All right, that one. And the event will be. I'm going to use that angle there. So this is going to be, I'm just going to label it EV. To the right, Phantom. EVP. The price I want to get above for a next entry for those trying to jump on a Volt may be here, but remember this is a lot of selling pressure from those profit takers. All this is done. Okay, so that was complete already. That option was in play. I'm going to put some commentary. We'll move on. Volt. Specific numbers, high and low, were given on previous Volt charts, and they were hit as important areas. Six zeros, 21 is where much selling took place by those in weak positions, weak bullish positions. They lost money. This was the best place to get out and break even. Much supply was flooded into that area. Price came right back down, but there is some health in this. In addition, it appears local professional buying entered and was confirmed December. When was this? December 5th, 7th? We'll just say 7th, 2025. If there is more health, it needs to be next above. It needs to be above. So this is for you guys looking, trying to get an entry if you're going to jump on Volt. 0.60 10. All right. 6 zeros 10 area. Then above, you need another one above 6 zeros 12. Then above that is the next needed area. 6 zeros, 12, 6. So all you guys asking, oh, I want to buy Volt. That's when it becomes more safer to play. The numbers are already there on with these green circles, so you can see when we get above those areas. All right, that's when that would look like that. Finally, we need another one for the long-term move above there. Finally, a longer-term move is supported above 6Z21. So that would look like that. All right. Any other questions, my thoughts regarding this move on Volt? Okay.
Yes, sir. If Bitcoin were to have a major dump down to the 74 to 76,000 range, I imagine that altcoins like Voltinu would also take a downward projection. Such is that what that liberal DP line is?
Who if Bitcoin takes the dump?
Yeah, I imagine, all cryptos rise, right? So when you have high tides, everything rises with it, right? I imagine that would also apply in this case to altcoins like Voltinu.
Yeah, if Bitcoin rises, it would go. But if Bitcoin takes its tide down, it's very possible that this could lose its position. Now, luckily, with the foundational area is already looking good, so you can easily track it. Okay, so watch that, draw that, and you'll know. So if Bitcoin goes down and this comes all the way back down to here, you know that this needs to build more probably more properly on the liberal DP, which was this one over here. Okay, so if that occurs, now that's already on the board here, as far as denoted in this weakness, primarily underneath this pink. But the reason we have a liberal DP is because we calculated for what? We calculated for the conservative DP, but we have this extra space here and here. So that means that it's very possible the real oscillation is much bigger, about that high, approximately. So if we calculate for that, and we bring that down from the middle area, it's about right there, we're actually looking to get closer to down here. Does everybody make sense? Does that make sense, everybody? You could still have buying come in, but remember, buying takes a long time. Most buying campaigns last a very long time. Sometimes several years, especially in the stock market. Tom Williams used to describe what they would do is they would target and launch these campaigns that were years long. And they would slowly be accumulating. They would drive it up, drive it down, drive it up, drive it down. But every time it came down, they would buy in bulk when they were doing a campaign. You could see it in the volume. Okay, it was a language. It is a language, and they would read it. The professionals read it. The average person, it's invisible to them. They don't know what they're looking at. So what was going on was they were targeting, and you could see which stocks were actually being targeted, and then it would seem like it shoots up overnight out of nowhere. Why? Because it was being targeted. Money was coming in, and you can confirm when it was time to launch by the health. They were letting it go. So this already shows signs of buying, but if the market does come down, I'd be looking for it to hit the liberal DP, okay? Which I'm going to write this down, okay? If the market tanks down, which I expect after USDT.D's next move, which I expect in the future, the liberal DP of 7 zeros, 54 is likely to be hit. 7 zeros, 54 to 51 on average. Okay, any other questions? My thoughts, this stock. That's this arrow right there, okay? If this hits. Okay, so as it is, I would wait. In a bullish day, you guys might see your Volt get up and you'll have more chance to take profit if the USDT.D does its thing, as I've mentioned earlier, guys, on the other week, okay? Or earlier in the week and today. that one. Okay, this is the delayed territory I gave you guys last week when we were back there. We are there. We're just rejecting on the underside. This long-standing trend line has been broken. So this is a very strong indication we're going to be getting here over the next weeks. We'll look for that up move to be hunted, and then you're going to be able to see bullish trades occur. Bullish trades, you're going to see your cryptos go up. When it goes up, get ready for a strong reversal around 570, 558. That's around 565 on average. Okay, I got a target on this lower side, lower parabolic. The event line already been hit once, so everything's probably going to be gearing for a strong bounce, and that's when the markets are really going to take a tank. So possibly in December, that means you got a little bit of time for bullishness. So if I was holding Volt, I'd hold on. Any questions? Good entry above there, Triple J. Right there. 6 zeros 10. Get me above 6 zeros 10. In fact, since you're on the high side of USDT.D, although I wouldn't, it's not my cup of tea, since we're already on the high side of USDT.D right now, that's about where you want to pay. If you're going to go and have a bullish movement, this is going to come down. So if you're bullish about these are prices or you want to pay right now. So that's a good kind of saying that we're probably going to hit the 12.6 number. So not my cup of tea, but I think you're going to be able to do that. I think you're going to hit that easy again. Okay. Anyone else? In Telegram channel, there's a rumor that this coin could be listed on tier 1 exchange soon. Ooh, wow. All right. Bullish support held strong with professional buyers entering. In the local move, more health is needed for a sustained up move. Liberal down move, liberal down target is still in play. Be careful long term at this moment. For be careful at this moment for longer term bullish positions. Yeah, just be careful of longer term bullish positions. I need to put the date on here. I forgot. December. I got one more that I'm giving you guys. Thank you for those who put your time, put me on in your ears. You guys take me with you in your day. I understand that some of these sessions are long, and I have a lot of cryptos that I do, and I don't do for everybody. But I try to share with you the bulk of this important information in pieces. There's only one of me, so I appreciate your patience. Yesterday we had our first of our Forex class, and it was awesome. I really liked it. I taught in depth of the mixing and matching technique. It was fantastic. The technique was fantastic. And I got some good stuff with you for our next Forex session. We are going to be tentatively starting our Forex in the tier, I believe it's in February. We're going to be working with binary options. We're going to be doing a lot of that in around the 2 hours. We're going to be working, I think Nadex is the one we're going to be using. It is going to be fun. It's so easy to find trades there. I'm having a blast. I wish I could have gone back in time and taught me that stuff when I was younger. It is going to be fun and easy. it's like having 10 USDT.Ds to tell the story in some ways, because not only do they all the baskets tell their individual stories in their individual components, but they also tell stories together. And we are going to be introducing tools like this one. The currency strength meters is going to make things a lot easier. You can just see who's on which side, and then we can start matching them up together to find more high probability trades. So we're going to break each piece down, see their timing, see if possible dangers and reversals, and you guys are going to be really, really well positioned by the time we actually do the actual chart pair. And then in addition to all of that, binary options are nice because when you take a position, you're not leveraged. You can just sleep. You're just buying the position, and you only have to be right more than you are wrong, as long as you're not over trading. And you can find yourself more successful. So we'll be introducing a lot of that in November. So you guys will, I'm sorry, in February. And one more session, I'll be teaching you guys how to a few more things regarding the binary options in January, and then we'll move on to start the Forex room. It'll be a separate tier. There will be a discount available for already Dive tier members. So if you just sign up for Dive and you get the Forex, there'll be a little bit of a discount. Otherwise, you can just buy the tier separately if you're not already a Dive member and you only want Forex and you're like, I don't care about crypto. This is a unique structure. I like where it's sitting. Let's see the volume now. Ah, look at that. Nice. Ooh, nice. Ooh, very nice. Oh, this crypto is going to do well. Whose crypto is this? Is this Triple J's? Triple J, is yours one rain, right? Somebody said that you requested this last time. Ooh. Look at this, guys. Oh, nice. Yeah. Good job, Triple J. Good find. Good. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, I like it. Oh, thank you, Triple J. You're so nice. Look at this, guys. Who sees what's good about this? And why is this good? It's our final crypto today. Why is this good? Let's pick out some reasons why it's good, why it may be bad. Make some observations. What are we looking at in the data here?
I believe I see 3 confirmations on the top of that dotted yellow line. Additionally, it looks like there's, I would say, a consistent pattern of buying and selling, evidenced by those 3 separate triangles that you've made in blue. Okay. Starting with the first one being significant volume, but the last one I think is the one that has my attention. Yeah. Which produced that not a god candle, but that significant rise into health. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need to look at the individual bar of that one too. Let me see. Okay, good. All right, let me make a note about that individual bar. It's that one. Right there on that bar. Okay. So we have professional buying has to happen on down moves, down trends, and down bars. Here we have the down move. This one here. Okay. And the move is into health. Primarily, we need health. Here, price builds at a sword cut for some time. And though it doesn't change the game immediately, right? It doesn't change the game immediately. We still go down. Buying happens over a long period of time. When they launch campaigns, they have to try to slow it down, the descent. And they have to get in. So this was a good price for them to get in. They lost position here a bit. But also, what they were doing is they were also buying with signs into health. So did it change the game? Well, Jae-Sung, it didn't change the game. We're still in the weakness. Yes, but look at the game unfolding.
the money came in and they were not interested in this move, which is the up move. So they're not interested in launching the campaign. There's a campaign going on here. It's a buying campaign. The next best price is on the down move, again into health. So they bought too much, and then look at the up move. Look at the up move. Oops. The up move here has no interest. Look at. So this tells us, Gavin Holmes talked about, Tom Williams talked about this in some of his books when they were talking about the campaigns and when they would launch them and when they would not launch them. They did not have any interest in the up move, although they're buying on the down move. Don't make sense. Yes, it does if you understand what they're doing. It's a type of manipulation. It's a money-making maneuver. They're accumulating the same way that you would build up hype, but you don't release the movie. You spend money on advertising, but you don't release the movie because you're not ready yet. You want to make sure that you're in proper position, proper place. You have the right amount of stock. You have the right amount of accumulation. And this is what's going on. So they're not ready to launch it here. They got in, more buying. So this is buying, and there's still a lot of volume here at the bottom, so they're not done at these areas. But now we come to this last move here. And at this moment, we could say, well, maybe it's still dumping after the fact. But then we get this bar here, and that changes the context. In this context, we can see something very, very special happening. Very high volume into health and on the positive side of that parabolic. This is where the game changes for everybody. This is where this is pushing volume. This is an aggressive behavior. That bar right there. This is going to be an aggressive behavior. I call it pushing. Other teachers would call it something else. But it's an aggressive money-making move to throw money to push it into health. And they can because they control the bulk of the supply. Whoever the big players are who are buying this, which is usually the large players. They throw money at it, and immediately, like Kramer said, sometimes when he's already the bulk holder, you only need to throw like $20,000, $15,000 at a time, and you can just, boom, and you drive it up. You just put a big buy order, but because you already hold the balance, all the orders are filled real easily, and it'll drive up into a positive territory. Now you only need to do maintenance. So here we have volume now about right here, and I'm going to say to myself, this is pushing volume. And that's a push in context after they've already accumulated a lot. So they very, very, very much accumulate. Now, the only problem is there's still high volume here. So I don't know if we're not going to get another move back down. But I would say this. They threw a lot of money at it, and they successfully launched the push into the positive territory. So the likelihood you're going to get back down now just to compete with some of the volume at these lower areas is less likely because the push was very successful. And generally, pushes are only attempted unless they control the bulk of the holding. I heard one guy a report the other day, those Pokemon cards for the Charizards from years ago are worth about $15,000 to $25,000 for a little piece of cardboard. But they said one man holds 25% of all of them. And he holds them because if he releases them all in the market, then each one goes down in value. So he controls the supply. It's a similar thing with monopoly, with real estate, with any market. Here is how this works. So I'm going to say large accumulation, but a push is a very bullish thing. Now here's the next thing. We got this the last thing. We got this large volume here. In context, where is it? It is on this bar. Is it selling if the move is up into health? The answer is no. Is this selling if the move is up and into the right and into health? And the healthy territory is again right here, right up into that area. The answer is no. Context is very, very important. I'm going to say to myself, this is also a push, just as this one was a push. So therefore, two pushes. They are in control. Usually when a sign of control would be when the volume gets down to a no demand situation. This has not achieved no demand, so it's a dangerous game, and yet they're still able to control. So that means there's a lot of money in this who's playing, maybe retail's playing too along. I wouldn't be surprised if some shakeouts are going to be happening in the future. But I like this, and it's very possible they're trying to just drive it up right now. And when the reason they push is because if they don't push and they let it go up naturally, Most of the time you get flooded with supply at these natural areas where the supply would come in. They would naturally take, and that would be a natural profit taken, especially these people who lost money. They're going to break even. But if they wake up overnight and they're in profit, they're like, oh, and I teach this all the time. It's a casino effect, the same thing that happens at the casino. If you're losing big, I just want to get back my money. And then you roll the dice and you hit the jackpot. Oh, wow, now I'm up 10 grand. What's a few more rolls? And then you continue playing the game. That's how that works. That one moment they're losing money. Oh, no. Oh, I just want to break even. And then they blow past it, and it's an appeasement. Tom Williams and Gavin Holmes taught this as an appeasement. So what that it's like, they don't use that word appeasement, but it's like make them happy, get them in to prevent them from flooding the supply. Because if they flood the supply here, then the buyers who are trying to buy this long term and launch the campaign, they have to buy up that supply, and it's expensive. But you don't have to buy it if you can just do it in one quick move. That's why pushes happen. And I'm not sure that's the word they used, push or appeasement, but there's a similar word that they used about that. It was years ago when I was reading their manuscripts and when they were talking about, they did this in real life back in the day before algorithms. This is how it happens. Okay, so I'm gonna say to myself, that's a good position. Although I don't like the structure, this is still a little bit better sitting. So I would say that rain is probably gonna continue moving up. Now let's throw target system on here to see where our targets might be. I want ideally the targets to be on bottom. Okay, that one's too far away, so I can't use that one. I'll use this one and then break up the other one. No target available. And then let me do this one from here to here. And no target, so I can't use that. All right. I will do the DP for the parabolic and the straight, and maybe that's also going to give me some information. Here's the DP for the parabolic with hit exactly. We got a verification. So that's awesome. It just needs to be a little to the left. Good. Exactly. Wow. Wow. Is this good stuff or what, guys? Okay. And then finally, we're going to DP the straight and the parabolic. A measuring line, straight down, duplicate it, put it straight up. Comes a little bit lower. Then you take your angle. In this case, it's a parabolic. They should all be lined up. This needs to come to the right, just a hair. Click it in place. And now we have a target. So now I'm going to project approximately this curvature. I'm going to keep and maintain the same curvature, and it should be about right there. So if I was buying this, the next health will be here. It's probably going to go much higher in the future. I don't know if right now, but it's probably going to go much higher in the future because there's a professional campaign in the background, buying campaign, large accumulation into health. So 0.018, that's where I would want to buy next. I wouldn't, if I was having this right now, I wouldn't mind holding it at 0.066. Especially with USDT.D's territory. So I would be looking for this to move up right now with a higher degree of confidence. After that, we're going to need a break, which I wouldn't be surprised if there's another push at it, especially now that these guys are appeased. I wouldn't be surprised they throw another push because they're trying to launch their campaign. If they're successful in launching it, then there will be a rally with more retail helping them push it along. Okay, because they'll just keep buying up into that because they have the bulk. So that's where I would be looking. That's the next resistance. I would say, yeah, look for that to be the case. Otherwise, we want to see some profit taking here. Fantastic. Good. All right. Anyone else? Questions for me? Thoughts regarding this stock right now?
I'd like to make a comment. I saw that when I was posting the bubbles on VIP, and it caught my attention. And then the other day, Lisa, Mark, and some of us were chit-chatting, and she was talking about some list, and I said, yeah, I saw a crypto that called my name, and that was on your list, and I couldn't remember the name of it, so she kept calling it something else. So I had to look for the list. And when I saw, I said, oh, it's rain. It's rain. So that's why I requested it. She gave me confirmation.
Good. Thank you. All right, I think that's about all I got for you guys today. Remember, everything in this video is never financial, investment, or trade advice of any kind. We will be back on this coming Sunday, tomorrow, for a WordRoom at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I see Mr. Mull, your hand. 1 second. So we're back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last week we finished up our series on the Jezebel Silence and Seduction message sermon series, and so I look forward to joining us tomorrow. We're going to be covering some new things in WordRoom, and then we're going to be doing some upcoming Forex stuff in July, separate meetings. I don't know the date. I am going to be leaving for the holiday break around next week, so I will be filming during those dive sessions, but I won't be filming on Christmas Day, Saturday or Sunday. So I won't be filming Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Saturday and Sunday on those weeks. So that's gonna be next Saturday, Sunday. I think that's about all the announcements I wanted to make. Anyone have any other questions, comments? Starting with Mr. Mull.
So what I'm hearing is that there's a potential for the market to drop, since there seems to be a pattern with you're heading out of town, and the market taking a deuce. Sorry if that was inappropriate. Number two, Marco El Camino had a question about the volume for that last crypto.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, if time permits. Well, I'd like to analyze it a little bit if you got time.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at a weekly chart, just like you on MEXC, and I see like on the week of October 6th, the volume that brought that candle down was 154,000. Okay. The next candle.
6th. Okay, so somewhere around.
It's the downwick.
Are you talking about these in October? Hold on.
You know, my chart doesn't exactly look the same as yours, and that's why I was asking what exchange you were on.
I'm on MEXC. We can take a look at another exchange if you want to see if we can cross.
I'm on MEXC. Are you on USDT?
I'm on USDT. What's your current price? I got 007. What do you got?
4.76.
Okay, we might be having two different reigns.
I might have the wrong one. Yeah. Okay. It's two eyes.
Oh, you know
Correct.
what? Okay, well, let's take a look at that one. You're right. It is two eyes. This is the one I'm looking at. Is this one? I might have to look at that one. Triple J. I'm sorry, I didn't do the right reign. I did regular reign. We can look at.
Hey, whichever reigns.
No, this one's raining, and there's one with two eyes.
Janet, is the one you're looking at with two eyes or one eye?
It's one eye, I think. It was on the bubble. It said rain.
Okay, the one I was looking at had one eye.
This was the one that Camino, I think you're looking at with two eyes. 0003. High volume down bar, but no health to confirm if there's actually buying, but it may be buying. But remember, professional selling also happens on up bars, up moves. So I don't think it's this rain.
The first one I was looking at, Jason, had one eye, but that's not the one you did your analysis on, right?
Yeah, there's a few with one eye. I did this one on. I took a picture of it. It's that logo, Rain Protocol. With that logo.
The one that caught my attention was like, it's because it was on the bubbles, so it was like it just popped out. So it was a big bubble on the bubble with a little bubble. So it has to have movement. Oh, sorry that I don't have the specific one.
The one on
we said rain.
Rainmaker or Rain Protocol?
So
oh God!
I just put this one on Protocol right now, so you guys can. And then I took a picture of this specific one.
Okay, and that's the one with two eyes.
Yeah. No, one eye. One eye.
One eye.
Yeah.
It might be worth mentioning the description of the icon for that crypto, just so everybody could use that as a point of reference. That the one you just drew, Jason, looks like from my laptop, it looks like a rain cloud or something with like a yellow background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I agree. Batman. Okay. Do I see purple rain on the chart?
Okay, so does that one is 4.77? $4.77?
No. I don't see one that's $4. There's some other rains that are stocks. Let's see.
All right. Well, I didn't want to stall you like that. Then I'll do some checking.
Okay.
On my end. It's just kind of weird. The candles that I see, like there's a big volume down. It's 154,000 of volume, but the candle that I show that has a big wick is like 161,000. So, but all the little candles in between are anywhere from 183,000, and it just seems kind of funny to me that the same volume is not bringing down or the price as it moved along until just the other day or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when it popped up with the same amount of volume that took it down. I don't know. That's what I wanted. I'll you know what? Maybe I'll get some charts together and email you, and maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand a little bit.
Sure. I'll share my thoughts as best we read. Volume's a complicated language. There's multiple parts, just like the English language. There's sounds that vowels will make, but they're changed in context. You make a e sound or but if you put it at the end of a phrase, then it stresses another vowel. So it has relationships to others, like boat. It's not boat. The vowel next to another vowel will change, and e from tot will change it to tote. TOTE if you put an E at the end, and all these weird rules. The same with volume. There's rules based on the relationships, and that's why it's a little bit of a complicated language. Anyway, professional. Next big health. Next large health above 0.018. December. What's the day? 13th. All right. I think that's all.
So which one is that one?
This is the rain one on the picture we took with the Batman, that type of color logo. Current price 0.7.
So is the protocol or the other one?
Rain protocol. Yep. Current price 0.0.
If I can interject briefly, it's like Nino said that they found rain on Kraken.
Okay.
Rain with the two eyes, by the way.
That one, that logo right there. Okay. 0.001 cents. That's the one I looked at a little bit earlier with the high volume bar on that up mark right there. I don't know if I trust this to be a buying because the context is not complete, which means you need health to confirm context. So this is the smaller health. And one thing I don't trust about this angle right here is the foundational angle. This is on a weekly chart. The foundational angle is more muted. It's like here. So this would be a short-term trade, but this is a weekly chart, so you got time if you get it. But you need a health for that to be confirmed as buying. Otherwise, it could still be construed and viewed as possible selling. But look at how the volume's rising. That's a good thing. You need a health to confirm this, though, right? Otherwise, it could just be more selling.
Targeting on it?
It may be a straight angle, but there might be something here. But yeah. Oh, I draw a trend line. Hold on. Yep, it's just straight. There might be one in the sky way near 11 to 10. So if you were trying to draw this, maybe like 11 to 10, somewhere about right there. Okay, not a super strong target because it's just more blocky on the bottom side, and no peaks, no large peaks. But that's just that for, that's how I would do that one. There may be some bind coming into this one, but you need to confirm it first. You need to confirm it. Give yourself a week since that's where the angle's at.
Okay. Is that the one at 0074 right now?
No, this one's 001. It's a different rate.
Oh.
I'll let you guys take a screenshot as to not confuse people.
Thank you.
I will not do this. Thank you so much, Pastor Song. We don't let you go. I can see you're becoming agitated inside. I'm not becoming agitated. I just have to go to the bathroom. I'm becoming wriggle wraggle.
Pastors have to use the bathroom? What in the world? Jason, just to test your intestinal fortitude then. That's a timely question.
Use the word. Don't make him laugh too hard.
Like, I thought he was going to give me like an intelligence question. I'm like, bring it on. You know, I don't know. So, but he said intestinal fortitude.
I do actually have a real question, but it's just really quick. I'm so sorry, man. I asked for APT and I had to coach my daughter's basketball game. So I didn't see it. Do you have like a 30-second, like what we're looking at?
Oh, let me pull up my photo. Let me end the video because it's long. Okay. Bye, guys.